is coming water deep, till doing wakes again from sea.
Howdy, howdy.
Never found out if they were right. Such day as ever there was in the forest was
I don't remember what spot we left off on for
when suddenly
the audiobook, but
the light of many torches all around them,
figured out.
Hundreds of red
So we'll just keep this one here and then we'll go from there.
And called the dwarves
This is
to halt.
flipped. There we go.
There was no thought of a fight.
Perfect.
Even if the dwarves had not been in such a state that they were actually glad to be captured, their small knives, the only weapons they had, would have been of no use against the arrows of the elves that could hit a bird.
Morn, bug!
So they simply stopped dead and sat down and waited. All except Bilbo, who popped on his ring and slipped quickly to one side. That is why when the elves bound the dwarves in a long line, one behind the other, and counted them, they never found or counted.
Hope everyone's having a great day today.
Nor did they hear or feel him trotting along well behind their torchlight as they led off their prisoners into the forest. Each dwarf was blindfolded, but that did not make much difference, for even Bilbo with the use of his eyes could not see where they were going, and neither he nor the others knew where they had started from anyway. Bilbo had all he could do to keep up with the torches, for the elves were making the dwarves go as fast as ever they could, sick and weary as they were.
I don't think we have...
The king had ordered them to make haste.
Let's see what we have. What were we gonna do next? I forgot. We have, so this is our base, Camp West, right? Iron ore, got that. Shortcut to mines. Oh, okay, we were gonna go to the shortcut, that's right. Oh, we were gonna rebuild, that's what it was.
There the great beaches came right down
Scraps,
till their feet were in the
stone.
stream. Across the bridge, the elves
Promotion for your channel. Thank you for that.
He did not at all like the look of the cavern mouth, and he only made up his mind not to desert his friends just in time to scuttle over at the heels of the last elves before the great gates of the king closed behind them with a clang.
Yeah, let's not start this off with a
red torchlight, and the elf guards sang as they marched along the twisting, crossing.
I want to turn up my audiobook real quick.
Those of the goblin cities.
Is this the loudest it can get?
Smaller, less deep underground, and filled with a cleaner air.
Better.
In the great hall with pillars hewn out of the living stone, sat the Elven King on a chair of carven wood.
Okay.
His head was a crown
we
of
still got some
berries and red
daylight.
leaves, for the autumn was come again. In the spring, he wore a crown of woodland flowers. In his hand, he held a carven staff of oak. The prisoners were brought before him, and though he looked grimly at them, he told his men to unbind them.
I remember we're gonna try to build up
Besides, they need
this
no
area.
ropes in here,
said he.
There is no escape from my magic doors for those who are once brought inside.
Long and searchingly he questioned the dwarves about their doings, and where they were going to and where they were coming from. But he got little.
We do have to
more news
rebuild.
out of them than out of Thorin.
So let's rebuild
They were
up there at our
surly
new
and
base
angry,
camp.
and did not even pretend to be
Protect our
polite,
little area, and then we'll go from there.
said Balin, who was the eldest left.
So I went back to a night shift schedule now, so that's good because I'm going
Such a question, of
to
course, made the king angrier than ever.
hopefully
and he
be
answered,
streaming
It
a
is
little bit more
crime to
often now.
wander in my realm without leave.
Have my schedule
Do you
set
forget
up
that you were in
on
my
there in case
kingdom,
anybody cares or
using the
wants to
road
look
that
at
my
it.
people made? Did
So
you not 3 times pursue and trouble my people in the forest and rouse the spiders with your riot and clamor? After all the disturbance
most
you have
days
made,
I should be on,
to know
but we'll
what
see.
brings you here. And if you will not tell me now, I will keep you all in prison until you have learned sense and manners.
Then he ordered the dwarves each to be put in a separate cell, and to be given food and drink, but
this is
not
where
to
they
be
prison.
allowed to
I
pass
think we
the
were
doors
about
of their
this point
little
last time.
prisons, until one at least of them was willing to tell him all he wanted to know.
Okay,
But
so
he
we got
did
rid
not tell
of
them that Thorin
that.
was also a prisoner with him.
We need
It was
to.
Bilbo who found that out.
This is gonna take some time, but I
Poor
think
Mr. Baggins.
I think I'm gonna be able to do it. So
lived in that place all alone.
let's start.
And always in hiding, never daring to take off his ring, hardly daring to sleep, even tucked away in the darkest and
Do a
remotest corners he could
stone
find.
wall.
For something to do,
Stone barrier. There we go.
he took to
I
wandering about the
don't
Elven
think
King's palace.
build near a hearth. Oh fuck.
Magic shut the gates, but he could
I don't think we have a
sometimes get
hearth
out if
yet,
he
do
was
we?
quick.
I don't think we built a hearth.
Companies of the Wood Elves,
Right?
sometimes with the king at their head, would from
Yeah,
time to time
we don't
ride
have a
out
hearth
to
here.
hunt, or to other business
So the
in
question
the woods and in the
is,
lands to the east.
where do we want our hearth?
Then, if Bilbo was very nimble, he could slip out.
Can we
just
even
behind
build a
them,
hearth right now?
though it was a dangerous thing to
let's
do.
see.
More than once he was
We
nearly
have enough
caught
stuff.
in
I
the
should
doors
have checked
as
for
they
that.
clashed together when the last elf
Smithy,
passed.
forge,
Yet he did not
furnace.
dare to march among them. because
Camp,
of his
hearth,
shadow,
stone
altogether
hearth.
thin
Perfect.
and wobbly as it was
Okay.
in torchlight.
So-
fear of being bumped into and discovered. And when he did go out, which was not very often, he did no good. He did not wish to desert the dwarves, and indeed he
Oh,
did
this.
not know
Oh,
where
we
in
were
the
gonna
world
build
to
it
go
here.
without
That's
them.
right.
He could not keep up with the hunting elves all the
Stone
time
hearth.
they were out. So
I
he
mean-
never discovered the ways out of the wood. And was
I think
left
what
to
I
wander
could do-
miserably in the forest, terrified of losing himself.
I must spend way too
until
much
a chance
resources over
came of
here.
returning.
But I want to
He
say
was hungry too outside,
I can
for he was
build
no
a
hunter,
new
but
base,
inside the cave,
like a little
he could pick up a
house
living of some sort
here,
by stealing food from store or table when no one was
or I
at
could
hand.
do it here.
I'm like a burglar that can't get away, but must go on miserably burgling the same house
With
day
the
after
hearth
day.
He thought.
in the middle.
This is the
I think that's the
dreariest and
best
dullest
option.
part of all this wretched, tiresome,
I think that's the best
uncomfortable
option.
Adventure.
So let's
Wish I
do
was back
stone
in my
hearth
hobbit hole, by my own warm fireside
Let's
with
put
the lamp
it-
shining.
here. Let's
He
turn it.
often wished, too, that he could get a message for help sent to the wizard. But that, of course, was quite impossible. And he soon realized
get rid of
that
that
if
wood.
anything was to be done, it would have to be done by Mr. Baggins. Alone,
Okay,
unaided.
so let's go stone hearth.
Eventually, after a week or two of this sneaking sort of life,
It's kind
by
of
watching and following the guards and taking what chances he could, he managed to find out where each
By the way,
dwarf was
change
kept.
distance,
He found all their 12 cells in different parts of the palace, and after a
change
time,
camera
he
height.
got to know his
There
way
we go.
about very well. What was his surprise one day
we have-
to overhear some of the guards talking, and to learn that there was another dwarf in prison too, in a especially deep, dark place. He guessed at once,
halfway?
of course, that was Thorin, and
Up
after a
there?
while, he found that
I
his
think
guess
there's
was
gonna be
right.
good.
At last, after many difficulties, he managed to find the place when no one was about, and to have a word with the chief of the dwarves.
Okay, let's do a wall first.
Thorin was too wretched to be angry any longer at his misfortunes, and was even beginning to think of telling the king all about his treasure and his quest,
Stone
which shows how
window.
low-spirited he
narrow
had become.
wall. Let's
When he heard
do.
Bilbo's little voice at his keyhole. He could hardly believe his
narrow.
ears. Soon, however, he made up his mind that he
Archway,
could not be
simple
mistaken,
door,
and he came to the door
small
and
stone
had a long
block.
whispered talk with the hobbit on the other side.
Stone wall
So
with
it
window.
was that Bilbo was able to take secretly Thorin's message to each of the other imprisoned dwarves, telling them that Thorin, their chief, was also in prison close at hand, and that no one was to reveal their errand to the king. Not yet, nor before Thorin gave the word. For Thorin had taken heart again, hearing how the hobbit had rescued
Oh,
his
build near a
companions
hearth,
from
duh.
the spiders, and was determined once more not to ransom himself with promises to the king of a share in the treasure, until all hope of escaping in any other way had disappeared. Until, in fact, the remarkable Mr. Invisible Baggins, of whom he began to have a very high opinion indeed, had altogether failed to think of
I don't know if I
something.
like that there though.
The other dwarves quite agreed when they got the message. They
Guess
all
I could
thought
do
their own shares
here.
in the treasure, which they quite regarded as theirs. It's
probably better up here.
In the still unconquered dragon,
So let's go.
would suffer seriously if the Wood Elves claimed part of it. And they all trusted Bilbo. Just
Stone
what Gandalf
hearth.
had said would happen, you see. Perhaps that was
To
part
about
of his reason for going off
here.
and leaving them. Bilbo, however, did not feel
About middle?
nearly so hopeful as
Oh,
they did.
okay.
He did not like being depended on by everyone, and he wished he had the wizard at hand. But that was no
There's a
use.
stone hearth.
Probably all the dark distance of Mirkwood lay between them. He sat
So that's
and
gonna cover
thought and
that.
thought until his head nearly burst, but
Majority of this stuff
no
here.
bright idea would come. One
up
invisible ring was a
here.
very fine thing, but it was
Okay.
not much good among 14. But of course, as you have guessed, he did rescue his friends in the end. And this is how it happened. One day, nosing and wandering about, Bilbo discovered a very interesting thing.
How
The
far
great
does it
gates
go out?
were not the only entrance to the caves. A stream flowed under part of the lowest regions of the palace and joined the forest river some way further to the east, beyond the steep slope out of which the main mouth opened. Where this underground watercourse came forth from the hillside,
About
there was
13
a
blocks.
watergate.
Hey, Snuffle, how's it
There,
going?
the rocky roof came down close
How
to
you
the
doing, brother?
surface of the stream.
How's
And from
life
it,
been?
A portcullis could be dropped right to the bed of the river.
13?
To prevent
It needs to
anyone
be at
coming
least
in or
13
out
blocks.
that way. But the
So we
portcullis
need
was often open,
what?
for a good deal of traffic went out and in
about
by the
here.
watergate.
So
If
about
anyone
1,
had come in
2,
that way,
3,
he would have found
4,
himself
5,
in a dark, rough tunnel
6,
leading
7,
deep into the heart of the hill.
8, 9,
But at one point, where it passed
10,
under the caves, the roof had
11,
been cut away
12,
and covered
13.
with great
Yeah.
oaken trapdoors.
So it's gonna have to be.
These
This
opened
one's gonna have to
upwards
be a
into the
little
king's
bit
cellars.
askewed.
There stood
This way,
barrels
like this.
and barrels and barrels. For the wood elves, and especially their king,
right there.
were very fond of wine, though
yeah,
no
not doing too
vines
bad.
grew in those parts. wine
Just
and
got
other
switched
were brought from
this
far
week to
away
a
from their
night
kinsfolk
schedule,
in the
so
south, or from the vineyards of men in
chilling
distant lands.
with that now. Hopefully gonna start
Hiding
streaming
behind one
a
of
bit
the
more
largest barrels, Bilbo discovered the trapdoors
and doing a
and
bit
their
more.
use.
So
And lurking there,
just got
listening
this
to the
game.
talk of the king's
I don't know if you've
servants,
seen it, Return to
he
Moria.
learned
So
how the
it's pretty
wine
chill.
and
It's
other
kind of like
goods
a
came up the
Minecraft
rivers or over land to
style
the long
game.
lake. It seemed a town
Fell
of men
down
still
below
throve
the
there,
depths
built out on bridges
of
far
Moria.
into the water as a protection against
The goal is to
enemies
get
of
back
all
to the
sorts,
top. So
and especially against
that's
the
not doing
dragon
too
of the
bad.
mountain. From Lake Town, barrels were brought up the forest river.
I had built a
Just
base
tied together
earlier.
big
Oh, you have the game
rafts
too?
and
Nice.
Poled or rowed up the stream.
We'll have to
Sometimes they were loaded onto flat boats.
we'll have to play sometime
When the
together.
barrels were empty,
My
the elves cast them through the
my
trapdoors, opened
cousin
the
just
water
got
gate, and
it
out the barrels
not too
floated
long ago,
on the
Psychotic,
stream, bobbing along
and so we've been
until
playing a
they
little
were
bit too
carried by the current
every once in a
to
while.
place far down the river, where the bank jutted
I like
out
it. It's pretty chill so
near
far.
to the very eastern edge of Mirkwood.
I haven't
There
gotten
they were
super
collected
far yet.
and tied together
I've only
and
played,
floated back to Lake Town,
I think
which stood
1 or
close
2
to the
days so
point where
far.
the forest river flowed
So
into the long lake.
nothing super crazy, but and then
For some time, Bilbo sat
decided to do
and
some
thought about this
Hobbit
water
audiobook
gate
in the
and
background.
wondered
So
if it could be used for
keep
the
it nice
escape
and
of his
keep
friends.
it nice and simple.
And at last, he had the desperate beginnings of a plan.
I feel like we should do a door here.
The evening meal had been taken to the prisoners.
Make
The
it look a
guards
little,
were tramping away down the
make it look a little
passages,
professional.
taking the
So
torchlight
if we
with them
do,
and leaving
let's
everything
see.
in darkness.
Oh
Then
shit!
Bilbo heard the king's butler bidding the
Look,
chief
look,
of the
look.
guards good night.
Now come with me
He said,
and taste the new wine that has just come in. I shall be hard at work tonight clearing the cellars of the empty wood. So let us have a drink first to help the labor. Oh, very good.
laughed the chief of the guards.
I'll taste with you and see if it is fit for the king's table. There is a feast tonight, and it would not
Sure, if
do
you
to
want.
send up
Don't matter.
stuff.
Let
When
me
he
let me
heard
build this real
Bilbo
quick.
was all in a flutter,
Give me a few minutes.
for
Let
he
me
saw that
let me
luck
finish
was
this
with
real
him,
quick, and then
and he had
I'll
a chance at
I'll
once
get
to
out
try his
and
desperate
start
plan.
up a.
He followed the two elves until they entered a small cellar and sat down at a table on which two
Start up
large flagons
a
were set. Soon they began to drink and laugh.
turn it
merrily.
into a.
Luck of
online
an
session.
unusual kind was with Bilbo then.
'Cause right now it's
it must
offline.
be potent wine to make
let's
a
see.
wood elf drowsy.
Do
But
that
this wine, it would seem,
there. I
was
think
the
that'll
heady
look alright.
vintage of the great gardens
Won't
of
look the
Dorthwinion,
best, but
not meant for his soldiers or his servants,
okay.
but for the king's
And
feast.
then let's
only,
go.
and for smaller bowls, not for the butler's great flagons.
Standing
Very
torch.
soon
Let's
the
get
chief
some.
guard nodded his head. Then he laid it on the table and fell fast asleep.
One there.
The butler went on talking and laughing to
One
himself
there,
for a while
perfect.
without seeming to notice. But
So that's
soon
gonna
his
protect
head
us
too
in that
nodded to the
section.
table, and he
That'll at
fell
least protect our
asleep and snored
base.
beside his friend.
Yeah, give me a few minutes. Let me kind of
In
finish some
front
stuff
of the
real
hobbit.
quick, and then
Very soon the
I'll,
chief guard had
I'll
no
start
keys,
one up.
but Bilbo was trotting as fast as he could
let's see.
along the passages towards the
do an
cells.
archway.
The
Should we do an
great
archway or a
birch seemed
door?
very heavy
Let's
to
see.
his arms, and his heart was often in his mouth.
What does a
in
simple
spite
door
of his
look
ring,
like?
for
Oh, it
he
is a
could not
simple
prevent
door.
the
Okay.
keys from making every now and then a loud clink and clank, which put him all in a tremble.
Got time. Did you have any
First he unlocked
did you have any holidays down there
and locked it again
so far?
carefully as soon as the dwarf was outside. Balin was most
We do
surprised.
I
as
feel
you
like
can
just
imagine.
doing an
But glad
archway.
as he was
I
to
mean, a
get out of
door's
his
gonna
wearisome little stone
gonna
room,
look
he wanted
nicer.
to stop and ask questions and
Yeah,
know
fuck
what
it. Let's
Bilbo
do a
was going
doorway.
to do and all about it.
No time now.
And
said the
then we'll
hobbits.
You just follow
go
me.
narrow
We must all keep
stone
together and
wall.
not risk getting separated. All of us
One
must
there.
escape or none. This is our last
One
chance.
there.
If this is
Perfect.
found out, goodness knows where the king will put you next. With
Now the
chains
only
to
thing
your hands,
is,
it's too high
eventually,
spec. Don't
let's
argue
put
this,
some
Bilbo.
torches here.
Then off he went
On the
from
wall.
door to door until his following had grown to 12. none of
Because
them
the
any too
only
nimble,
the only other
what with the
thing
dark
I
and
can
what
think
with the long
of
imprisonment.
is
Bilbo's heart thumped.
there's gonna be
every time one of
issues
them bumped into one another, or
with
grunted
darkness
or
and
whispered
spawning
in
and
the
stuff,
dark.
but we'll figure that out later. That's not too bad though.
He said
And
to
then
himself,
eventually I'll build some
but all went
walls that
well,
go up.
and they met no guards. As
To
a matter
finish
of
that
fact,
off,
there was a great autumn
we'll
feast
be
in
good.
the woods that night and in the halls above.
New
Nearly
Year's
all
and
the
Christmas.
kinsfolk
Oh,
were
okay. So
married.
do you guys? Because
At
you
last, after much blundering,
don't you
they
live?
came
You don't
to
live in the
Thorin's
States, right?
dungeon,
Was
far
on duty,
down
though?
in a deep place.
Um,
Unfortunately, not far from the cellars.
You live somewhere else, right? Not in the
Upon
States.
my word, said Thorin when Bilbo
Pretty
whispered
cold
to
here
him to
lately,
come out
so
to
of
join
course.
his friends.
Yeah. Okay.
Spoke
Yeah.
true,
Yeah.
as usual.
The trains. That's what I figured.
Pretty fine
Um,
make it seems when the time comes.
Yeah. Fucking
I'm sure
imagine.
we're all forever
Has
in
work
service,
been?
whatever happens after this?
Sweden. Yeah. That's right. I was like, I know you didn't live.
Comes next.
When is your guys' New Year's?
Bilbo saw that the time had come to explain his
Let's go
idea as
standing
far as he
torch.
could,
Let's do one.
but he did not feel at all sure how the dwarves would take it.
Let's line up our
His
path
fears
a little
were
bit.
quite justified, for they
So
did
that's
not
gonna be
like it
there.
a bit, and started grumbling loudly in spite of their danger.
We shall be bruised and battered to pieces and drowned too for certain.
They muttered,
We thought you had got some sensible notion when you managed to get hold of the keys. That is a mad idea. Very well.
said Bilbo, very downcast and also rather annoyed.
Come along back to your nice cells and I will lock you all in again. And you can sit
hate
there comfortably
how-
and think of a better plan.
I hate it's
I
hard to
don't suppose I shall
determine
ever get
sometimes
hold
the
of the
placement
keys
of this
if I
thing.
feel inclined to
Let's
try.
demolish.
That was too much.
I had to
for
make
them,
this shit look
and they
nice.
calmed down. In the end, of course, they had to do just what Bilbo suggested, because it was obviously impossible for them to try and find their way into the upper
Okay.
halls, or to
The
fight their
standing
way out
torch.
of gates that closed by magic. And it was no good grumbling in the passages until they were caught again.
That'll work.
So, following the hobbit, down into the lowest cellars they crept. They passed a door through
Okay.
which the chief guard and the butler could be seen.
I wanna try to
still
light up
happily
some
snoring
areas
with
then.
smiles upon their faces.
Minus 42.
The wine of Lord
Fuck,
brings
that's cold.
deep and pleasant dreams.
Minus 42 degrees
There would
Celsius.
be a different expression on the face of the chief guard next day. Even though Bilbo, before they went
Fuck,
on,
I don't even know what that
stole
is.
in and
Fahrenheit. I
kind-heartedly
imagine that's
put the keys back on his belt.
that is
That will save him some of the trouble he's in for.
Said Mr.
that's
Baggins to
probably
himself.
What's the bad fella?
close to negatives, if not in the negatives for Fahrenheit, right?
Puzzle them all too.
I'd imagine.
They will think we had a very strong magic to pass through all those locked doors and disappear. Disappear. We've got to get busy very quick if that is to happen.
Let's do one
Balin
here.
was told off to watch the guard and the butler and give warning if they stirred. The rest went into the adjoining cellar with the trapdoors. There was little time to
Here.
lose. Before long, as Bilbo knew, some elves were under
Here.
orders to come down and help the butler get the empty barrels through the doors into the stream.
Let's do
These were in fact already
darkness.
standing in
Let's
rows in the middle of
do-
the floor, waiting
What
to be pushed
is
off.
this?
Some of them were wine barrels, and these were not of
Oh,
much
okay.
use, as
That's
they could
not
not be
too
easily
bad.
opened at the end without a
We
deal
could
of
actually do
noise,
a
nor
wall
could they
torch
easily be secured again. But among them were several others,
Here.
which had been used for bringing other stuffs, butter, apples, and all sorts of
we'll
things to the king's
do-
palace.
What does that look like?
They soon found
Still
13,
kind of dark, but it's
with
not
room
too
enough
bad.
for a dwarf in each. In fact,
Let's
some
do
were
a
too
standing
roomy.
torch.
And as they climbed in, the dwarves thought anxiously of the shaking and the bumping they would get inside.
Do a
Though
standing
Bilbo did his best to
torch.
find straw and other things to pack them in as cozily as could be
Here.
managed in the short time.
Standing torch
At last, 12 dwarves were stowed.
here.
Thorin had given a lot of trouble, and turned and twisted in his tub and grumbled like a large dog in a small kennel, while Balin, who came last, made a great fuss about his air holes and said he was stifling even before his lid was on. Bilbo had done what he could
There.
to close holes in the sides of the barrels. and to fix on
Oh
all the
shit,
lids
wait.
as safely as could be
Negative
managed.
42 degrees
And
Celsius
now
is
he was
negative
left
43
alone
degrees
again,
Fahrenheit?
running round, putting the finishing touches
That
to the
doesn't make
package,
sense.
and hoping against hope
Because
that his
isn't
plan would come off. It had not been done a bit too soon. Only a minute or two after Balin's lid had been fitted on,
That can't be
came
right.
the sound of voices and the flicker of lights.
I guess it is.
A number
Oh
of
shit.
elves came laughing and
Oh,
talking into the cellars,
cause
singing
math, that's why.
snatches of song. They had left a merry feast in one of the halls.
Yeah, because
and
0
were bent
degrees
on returning as
Celsius
soon
is
as they
32
could.
degrees, but the way the math works, I guess that's right.
Said one.
I haven't seen him at the tables tonight.
Huh.
He ought to be
That's
here
still
now to
fucking
show us
cold.
what is to be done. I shall be angry if the old
That's
clerk
well
comes
below
late.
freezing.
Said another.
I have no wish
Jesus.
to waste time down here while the song is up. Ha!
Came a cry.
Here's the old villain with his head on a jug. He's been having a little feast all to himself.
Let's
and
actually
friend
do
the
a
captain.
wall one here.
Shake him.
think that'll
Wake
look-
him.
Shouted
look
the
nice.
others impatiently. Galleon was not at all pleased at being shaken or wakened, and still less at being laughed at.
You're all late.
He grumbled.
Here I
can't
am,
catty
waiting
corner
and
it?
waiting
That's
down
dumb.
Here while you fellows drink and make merry and forget your tasks. It's no wonder if I fall asleep from
I
weariness.
guess we'll do a standing torch then.
Said they.
When the explanation stands close at hand in a jug. Come give us a taste of your sleeping draught before
Okay.
we fall to.
And there,
No
this
need to
will
wake
get
eternity.
lit.
He has had his share by the looks of it.
Let's add some
Then they
wood.
drank once round, and became mighty merry all of a sudden.
Add some wood.
But they did not quite lose their wits,
Cyrus, Galleon,
cried some.
you began your
Standing
feasting
torch
early and
here.
muddled your wits. You have stacked some full
Perfect.
casks here instead of the empty ones if there is anything in weight.
Okay.
Get on with the work.
Growled
Getting
the
there.
butler.
There is
Cold
nothing in the feeling of weight in an
clothing
idle
scraps. So
tosspot's
this
arms.
stuff,
These are the ones to go and no others. Do as I say.
110 degrees equals 43 degrees.
rolling the barrels
So the other way around. Oh shit!
Your head beards if the king's
This is exactly what I wanted to
best
prevent.
wine is pushed into the river for the lake men to feast on for nothing.
So these guys, I'm assuming the goblins spawn in darkness, right? So I need...
So they sang, as first one barrel and then another rumbled to the dark
Shit.
opening, and was pushed over into the cold water some feet below. Some were barrels really empty, some were tubs neatly packed with a dwarf each. But down they all went, one after another, with many a clash and bump, thudding on top of ones below, smacking into the water, jostling against the walls of the tunnel, knocking into one another, and bobbing
Okay.
away down the current.
So... Because I don't
It was
think...
just at this moment that
Let's
Bilbo
see.
suddenly discovered the weak
I don't
point
think
of
there's
his plan.
another...
Most likely you saw it some
entrance
time ago
somewhere,
and
right?
have been laughing at him, but I don't suppose you would have done half as well yourselves in his place. Of course, he was not.
Yeah,
in the
I think
barrel
it's just the
himself,
darkness. I
nor
think they
was there
just...
anyone to pack him in,
Wait.
even if there had been a chance.
I think they just spawned
It
from
looked
the
as if he would
darkness.
certainly lose his friends this time. Nearly all of them had already disappeared.
Because
through the
all this
dark
stuff was
tunnel.
already
They'd
cleared
get
out
utterly left
prior.
behind and have to stay
Oh
lurking
shit,
as a
hold on.
permanent burglar in the elf caves forever.
I robot vacuum.
For even if he could have escaped through the upper doors at once, he had precious small chance of ever finding the dwarves again.
Hold on.
He did not know the way by land to the place where the barrels were collected. He wondered what on earth would happen to them without him, for he had not time to tell the dwarves all that he had learned, or what he had meant to do once they were out of the wood. While all these thoughts were passing through his mind, the elves, being very merry, began to sing a song round the river door. Some had already gone to haul on the ropes which pulled up the portcullis at the water gate, so as to let out the barrels as soon as they were all...
Oh, fuck. Got attacked by fucking goblins, and then a vacuum, and then a beast. Okay, bunkled. Let's go back over here. I'm sure we can rest here. So let's get a bedroll. I'll move it later. Okay. The forge is hot. Okay.
Now the very last barrel was being rolled to the doors. In despair and not knowing what else to do,
Okay.
poor little Bilbo caught
I
hold
might,
and was pushed over the edge with it, down into the water.
I might have to. We might have to take a rain check on bringing you in a second. Hold on. I want to finish kind of this stuff, but we'll see. We'll see.
But for all his efforts, he could not scramble on top.
Every time he
And then
tried
I'll
the
have
barrel
to.
rolled around
Is there
and
is there a
tipped him over
VC in
again.
game,
It was really
or should we
on top
VC?
and floated
Do you want a VC
Though
whenever
his ears were
we
full of water, he
we
could
get this
hear
shit
the
going?
owls still singing in the cellar
I want to try to
above.
finish this
Then
as much as
suddenly
I
the
can,
trapdoors fell
real
to
quick.
with a boom.
Like once I get
And the
going, I'm
voices
like
faded
going.
away. He was in the dark
What's
tunnel,
today? Friday.
floating in icy water, all alone.
Let's see.
For you cannot count friends that are all packed up in barrels.
There we go.
Very
Okay.
soon a grey patch
Got
came
some
in the
stones. So we
darkness
need
ahead.
we
He
need
heard
some
the
light
creak
down
of
here.
The Watergate being
The other,
hauled up.
I mean, the good
And he
thing
found that he was
is
in the midst of a bobbing
is
and
we can do a.
bumping
This is a
mass of
big
casks
area, so we could do
and
another
tubs
hearth
all
down
pressing
here for
together
some
to
extra
pass
light.
under the arch and get out into the open street.
We need some coal though.
He had as much as he could do to prevent himself from being hustled and battered
Okay.
to bits. But at last,
Let's
the
see.
jostling crowd began to break up.
Let me get rid of some
swing
shit
off
real quick.
one
I can't
by
VC
one
at the moment. That would
under
wake
the
up
stony
Miss. He's
arch
gone.
and
He's
away.
getting up. Okay, no worries.
Then he
I'll,
saw that it would have been no good even if he had managed to get astride his barrel.
Goblin Man?
For there was
Oh,
no room to spare, not even
he's
for a
behind
hobbit
that
between
area
its
over there.
top
Okay.
and the suddenly stooping roof where the gate was. Out they went under
is this
the
motherfucker?
overhanging branches of the trees on either bank. Bilbo wondered what the dwarves were feeling,
Oh, this little
and
shit.
whether a lot of water was getting into their tubs. Some of those that bobbed along by him in the gloom
Let's,
seemed pretty low in the water.
How about this? Let me
He
finish
guessed that
this,
these had dwarves
and let's
inside,
plan for.
I do hope I put the lids on tight.
he thought. But before long, he
Let's
was worrying too
do.
much about
Let's plan
himself
for
to
Monday.
remember
What are you?
the
Are you
dwarves.
working? Are you gonna be on
managed to keep his head
Monday
above
around
the
the same
water.
time?
But he was shivering with the cold.
And then we can.
And he wondered if he
Let's
would die of
let's
it
let's
before
plan
he
for that.
returned, how much
And then
longer
we'll
he would be able to hang on,
we'll work on
and
getting
whether he
this.
should risk
What
the
the
chance
fuck?
of letting go
We'll work on getting
and
this shit
trying to
done
swim to the bank.
today.
The luck turned all right before long. The eddying current carried several barrels close ashore
Metal
at one
fragments, wood,
point, and there for a while they stuck against some hidden root.
clothing scraps.
Then Bilbo took the opportunity.
I really
of
like the way that
scrambling
they,
up the side of his barrel while it was held steady against
Really
a
like the
rock.
way that they did this
Up he crawled like a drowned
game
rat,
so far.
and lay
Oh,
on
I'm
the top,
starving? Oh, I need to
spread out
eat.
to
Oh,
keep
shit.
the balance
That's
as
right.
best he could.
Cause I.
The breeze was cold, but better
Oh,
than
there's
the
some
water,
fucking wolves.
and he hoped he would not suddenly roll off again when they started
Okay.
off once
I do
more.
need to make some food. So let's
Before long, the barrels
go
broke
make a
free
table.
and turned
kill these
and twisted off
bastards.
down the stream and out into the
Let's
main
go
current.
put a table. Let's eat some
Then
food.
he found it quite as difficult to stick on as he had feared, but he managed it somehow, though it was miserably uncomfortable.
Grapple.
Luckily, he was very light.
Roasted
and the barrel
fruit.
was a good big one,
Ooh.
and being rather leaky, had now shipped a small amount of water. All the same, it was like trying to ride, without bridle or stirrups, a round-bellied pony that was always
Okay.
thinking of rolling on the grass.
Yeah, we'll put our table here.
In this way, at last, Mr. Baggins came to a place where the
Where's our
trees on either
table?
hand
Meal
grew
table. There we
thinner.
go.
see
We'll
the
put
painted
it
sky
along the
between them.
wall.
The dark river
Here.
opened suddenly wide, and there it was joined to the main water of the forest
And I think
river, flowing down in haste.
I might
from the
change up my
fjord
schedule. I work
outdoors.
I work night
There was a
next
dim
week, so
sheet
we'll
of
be home
water,
around
no
3
longer
hours from now
overshadowed.
after work.
On
Okay.
its sliding surface, there were
So you
dancing and
should be
broken
good then, yeah?
reflections of
Maybe?
clouds and of stars.
Then
the hurrying water of the forest river.
Depending on how it
swept all the
goes,
company of casks and tubs away
I
to
might
the north
switch
bank, in which it
Moria
eaten out a
to
wide bay.
Tuesdays.
This had a shingly
Because
shore
I think
under
my
hanging
cousin
banks,
is
and
off
was walled at
Tuesdays.
the eastern end
So maybe
by
we can get a
jutting
3-person
cape of hard
on
rock.
one of the Tuesdays. Maybe we can work
On the
something out and
shallow
get 3
shore,
people on Tuesdays.
most
Me,
of
you,
the
and
barrels ran
Psychotic.
aground, though a few went on to bump against the stony
Get
pier.
a whole fucking crew
There
going.
were people on the lookout.
Eat to restore
They
health.
quickly poled and pushed all
Medley
the
skewer,
barrels
roasted
together into the
meat,
shallows,
restore
and
health.
when they had counted them,
Processed
they roped them
coal.
together.
Okay.
And
Let's.
left
We
them
need.
till the
We
morning.
need more.
Poor
right?
dwarves. Bilbo was
Sunnion.
not badly off now.
Motherfucker.
He slipped from his barrel and waded ashore.
Okay, I might have to go
and
back
then sneaked along to some
to.
huts that he could see near the water's
I might have to go
edge.
back to
He no longer thought twice about picking
my
up a
old
supper
base camp
uninvited if he got
for
the
some
chance.
more
He had been
food
obliged
for some
to do
medley
it for
skewers
so
because I
long,
need more mushrooms.
and
Oh,
he
I
knew
already
now
ate the
only
mushrooms. That's
too
why.
well
Fuck.
what it was to be
Okay,
really hungry.
let's go back to
Not
my old
merely
base camp real
politely
quick,
interested in the dangers
so we
of the
can
well-filled
freshen up
larder.
on some food.
Also, he had caught a glimpse of a fire through the trees, and that appealed to him with his dripping and ragged
Yeah, it might work.
clothes
Okay, cool.
clinging to
Yeah,
him
maybe we
all
can get
the planet.
one of these Tuesdays. Oh, hey, here's some mushrooms.
There is no
Maybe we can
need
get
to
one of
tell
these
you much of
Tuesdays
his
going. Is
adventures
that
late.
3 mushrooms?
For now we are drawing near the end
We
of
can
the
we can get some shit going.
and coming to the last and
Oh, here we
greatest
go.
adventure.
Oh fuck yeah,
So we must hurry on.
it's perfect.
Of course, helped by his magic ring, he got on very well at first.
And
but he
then
was driven away in the end by his wet footsteps and the trail of
maybe we start a
he
world
left
with all
wherever he
3 of
went or
us
sat.
and start planning, and then
Keeping at
build a little
and wherever he
little
tried to
dwarven
hide,
crew
he was
together.
found out by the terrific
be fun.
explosions of his suppressed sneezes.
Okay,
Very
let's
soon there was a
go
fine
here.
commotion in the village by the riverside.
craft. Okay, so
Bilbo
medley
escaped
skewers is
into the
good.
woods,
That'll fill me up.
carrying a loaf and a leather
That's a
bottle
minute.
of
Okay,
wine, and a
so while that
pie
cooks,
did not belong to him.
let's
The
go back
rest of
down
the
here.
night
Let's
he had
add
to pass
some
wet as he
light
was, and far from a
to
fire.
this.
But the bottle
Let's
helped him to do
go
that.
standing
And he
torch. I
actually
guess
dozed a little on some
standing
dry
torches
leaves,
aren't
even though
bad,
the year was getting late.
but here I
and the
could
air was
probably
chill.
use. I could probably do the wall.
He woke up again with a
wall
especially
torches
loud
here.
sneeze. It was already grey morning, and there was a merry racket
There.
down by the river. They were making up a raft of barrels, and the raft elves
do,
would soon be steering it off down the stream to Lake Town. Bilbo
do one in the
sneezed again.
middle.
He was no longer dripping, but he felt cold all over. He scrambled down as fast as his stiff legs would take him, and managed just
Build
in
on a
time to
wall.
get onto the massive casks without being
There we
noticed
go.
in the general bustle. Luckily, there was no sun at the time to cast an awkward shadow,
Okay.
and for a mercy, he did not sneeze again for a good while. There was a mighty pushing of poles. The elves that were standing in the shallow water heaved and shoved. The barrels, now all lashed together,
Okay.
creaked and fretted.
Okay, that should be enough light
This is a
there.
heavy load.
Some grumbled.
They float too deep.
I need some more
Some of these
coal.
are never empty. If they had come ashore in the daylight, we might have had a look inside.
They said,
No time now.
cried the raftmen.
Shove off.
Clothing scraps. It's the wood pallet.
they went
Clothing
at
scraps.
Slowly at first, until they had passed
scraps,
the
wood
point of rock
scraps,
where other elves stood to fend
amber.
them off with poles. And then quicker and quicker as they caught the main stream and
Okay.
went sailing away down,
Wood scrap
down
pellet.
towards the lake.
Let's deposit 6 scraps of wood
They
there.
had escaped the dungeons of the king.
Rebuild. Oh,
and
plus,
were
oh,
filled with
repair
wood.
smithy. Oh, perfect. So repair
But
smithy
whether
there.
alive or dead
Here's some more mushrooms that are gonna
still
grow.
remains to be seen.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Chapter 10. A warm welcome.
Bill's ready. Let's eat that so we can get nice and
The day
full.
grew lighter and warmer.
Well
as
fed.
they floated
Perfect.
along.
Okay.
After a while, the river
All right.
rounded a steep shoulder of land that came down upon their left. Under its rocky feet,
So let's get some
like an
standing
inland
torches
cliff,
still.
The deepest stream had flowed, lapping and bubbling.
I don't know why I still have my
Suddenly,
torch out.
The cliff fell
Okay.
away. The shores
So let's
sank,
do
the trees
standing
ended.
torch here.
Then Bilbo saw a sight. The lands opened wide about him, filled
There
with
we
the
go.
waters of the river,
One
which
there.
broke up and wandered in 100 winding courses,
Okay.
or halted in marshes and pools,
Let's
dotted
go,
with isles on every side. But still a strong water
mushrooms
flowed
there.
on steadily through the midst, and far away, its
So
dark
that's,
head in a
this is
tall
gonna have to be
cloud,
dark.
there loomed the
Torch
mountain,
full.
its nearest
what's-
neighbors to the northeast,
what do I have in my
and the
inventory?
tumbled land that joined it to them could not be seen.
No fragments,
All
wood
alone it
scraps.
rose, and looked
Combine
across the
those.
marshes
Okay.
to the forest. The lonely mountain. Bilbo had come far and through
Can we
many
build a
adventures
chest,
to
or
see
is there a
it.
chest down here? I think there's a chest down
And
here,
now-
isn't there?
He did not like the look of it in the least.
There is no chest. No
As he
chest here.
listened to the talk of the raftmen and pieced together the scraps of information they let fall,
Let's build a chest up
he soon
here.
realized that
on
he
the
was
other
very
side.
fortunate ever to have seen it at all, even from this distance. Dreary as had been his imprisonment, and unpleasant as was his position, to say nothing of the
Stairs,
poor
quick
dwarves underneath
platform,
him.
furnace,
Still,
forge,
he
stone
had
wood
been
pallet,
more lucky
repair
than he
smithy,
had
furnace farm,
guessed.
box, wood chest.
The talk was
So we can
all
put
of the
some stuff
trade
in
that
here,
came and went
temporarily.
on the waterways, and the growth of the traffic on the river, as the roads out of the east
this
towards Mirkwood vanished
here.
or fell into
Okay.
disuse, and of
wood
the
chest.
bickerings of the lakemen
Let's
and
put
wood elves
away
about the upkeep of the forest
that.
river and the care of the banks. Those lands had
stone is
changed much
fine.
since the
Hide.
days when dwarves dwelt in the mountain.
That.
Days which people now remembered only as a very shadowy tradition.
Now let's start breaking this down. We
They
might
had
be able to get some
changed
coal
even
from
in
here.
recent years, and since the last news that Gandalf had had of them. Great floods and rains had swollen the waters that flowed east, and there had been an earthquake or two, which some were inclined to attribute to the dragon.
So I think you can get coal from the dirt, right? Am I not mistaken? If I'm not mistaken.
The marshes and bogs had spread wider and wider on either side. Paths had vanished.
Maybe it's
and
just
many
stone.
a rider and wanderer too, if they had tried to find.
We still
the
need
lost way to
stone though,
cross.
regardless.
The elf road through the wood, which the dwarves had followed on the advice of Beorn, now came to a doubtful and little-used end at the eastern edge of the forest. Only the river offered any longer a safe way from the skirts of Mirkwood in the north to the mountain-shadowed plains beyond. And the river
Can I
was
pause
guarded by the
this?
Wood Elf's king.
No, it's not working. Okay.
So you see, Bilbo had come in the end by the
Nope,
only
from the
road that
king.
was
Notice from the
unused.
king.
It
By
might
order
have
of
been
king
some
during the
comfort
furthest
to his
area of
dragons, shivering on the
Zirk
barrels,
Zigil
if he had
is
known
shut
that news
to
of
all
this had
under
reached
penalty of
Gandalf far
exile.
away and given him great anxiety,
Zirk
and that he was in
runes.
fact finishing his
The runes
business,
carved here,
which does
no
not
dwarf
interest
letters. They are the
and
markings
getting
of the
ready
other
to
wizard
come in search
Tharkun.
of Thorin's
Though
company.
most know him as Gandalf, we must have left these signs.
But Bilbo did not
He must have
know.
left these signs for a dwarf
All he knew was that the river
to find as he
seemed to
traveled
go
through
on
Moria looking
and
for
on
Thrain.
and
But
on
why?
forever.
Regardless, Gandalf's markings
was
may
hungry
include clues
and had a
about what is
nasty
hidden
cold
in the
the
dark
nose,
of
and did not like the way
Moria.
the mountains seemed to frown at him.
Get this stuff
and
done
threaten
real
him as it
quick.
drew ever nearer.
I can't remember, but I'll help you mine some
After a
stuff
while,
as soon as you're
however,
ready. Okay.
the river took a more southerly course.
Yeah, we
The
could probably
mountain
actually
receded again,
get this
and
wizard
at
runes,
last,
elven
late in the
magic,
day,
and then I'll
shores grew
yeah, I
black.
can actually open it up.
The
I'm
river
gonna be on
gathered
for
all its
another
wandering waters together into a deep
hour and a half.
rapid
Yeah,
flood,
so I'll open it
and
up right now.
swept along at
These
great
runes are the
speed.
markings of the wizard Tharkun. Here's what it is written: the magic of the elves is strong here. Wizard searches for
The sun
Thrain.
had set
Okay.
when, turning with another
Let's,
sweep towards the
um,
east, the forest
let's
river
go over here.
flushed into the long lake. There it had a wide mouth.
So this is
with
my.
stone
I'll get you in,
cliff-like
and then
gates at either side, whose
This is
seams
my
were
plan.
lined with shingles.
leave and
The
quit.
long lake.
No, not leave and quit. Leave world. Confirm.
Bilbo had never
This is my
imagined
plan.
that
I wanna-
any water that was
I need
over the
one
sea
more,
could
at
look
least
so big.
one or two more
It was so wide that the
stone
opposite shores
hearts,
looked small and far,
just in those areas,
so
so I
long
can
at its northerly end, which pointed towards the mountain,
load
could not
world,
be seen at all.
Mournberg.
Only from the map did Bilbo
Post
know
online.
that way up there, where the
Clipboard.
stars of the
Here you
Wain were already twinkling, the running river came down
Launch game.
into the lake from Dale.
I want to build two more stone hearts,
Filled with deep
because I need one on the left and one on the right. I want to make this my central hub base camp for right now.
At the southern end, the doubled waters poured out again over high waterfalls
And
ran
yeah,
away hurriedly to unknown lands.
why
In the
is
still
the shadow
evening air,
back? Oh, okay,
The
the shadow's
noise
not
of the
back.
falls could be heard
Like the shadow shouldn't be
like
back.
a distant roar.
That's my plan. Your torch is going out. That's
Not far
that's
from the mouth of
that's
the
kind of my
forest river
plan right now.
was the strange town he
So-
heard the elves speak of in the king's cellars.
But
It
I
was
need
not
more
built on the shore,
coal,
though there were a few huts and buildings there. But right out
and
on
I
the
need to cut off
surface
those
of the lake,
entrances
protected
with
from
the
swirl of
stone
entering river
barriers,
by a promontory
because it
of
seems
rock
like the
which formed
goblins,
a
at least
calm
right
bay.
now, cannot break through the
The
stone
great
barriers.
bridge made of wood ran out to where on huge piles made of forest trees was built
What
a
does
busy
it? What
wooden
the?
town.
Deep
Not a town of
hash.
elves, but of men who still dared to
Oh,
go
wow.
under the shadow of the distant
So I
Dragon
got.
Mountain. They still
Oh,
throve on the
so
trade
we
that came up the
share
great river from the
knowledge.
south and was
Grand Hearth,
part
a
of
massive
vast
fire hearth that
forest
allows a
and town.
large building
But
footprint,
in the
provides
great days
warmth,
of
and can
old,
cook better
when
meals.
Dale in
Oh
the
shit!
north was rich and prosperous, they had been wealthy and
Oh,
powerful,
you're
and there had been
quite a
fleets of
distance in.
boats on the waters, and some were filled with gold,
Ironwood,
and some with
stone,
warriors
okay.
in armor. And there had
Gristle
been
mill,
wars and deeds which were
Treasure
now
chest farm.
only a legend.
Spinning wheel,
The rotting piles of a great town.
forge.
could
Oh, I
still
think
be
my stream's
seen
gonna cut
along
out
the
right now.
shores when the waters sank their
Adamantine,
tracks.
okay. Star
But
metal
men remembered
ingot.
little
Wow.
of all that, though some still
Holy
sang old
shit,
songs
okay.
of the dwarf kings of the mountain, Thror and Thrain of the race of Durin, and of the coming of the dragon, and the fall
Okay.
of the lords of Dale. Some sang
Where
of
did you?
Hugh,
Can
that
you?
straw and train would
Can
come
you?
back
Oh,
one
you're
day,
back there.
and
Okay.
gold would flow in rivers through the mountain gates.
I'll wait
and
for
all
you over
that
here,
land would be
and I'll
filled
start.
with new song
I
and new
believe, if
laughter.
I'm not mistaken, you should have all of your stuff with you.
But this pleasant legend
So if you need something,
did
just
not
let me
much
know.
affect their daily
I'll try to keep
business.
tabs on the in-game chat as well. Let me see how big it is. Oh
As
yeah, I
soon
should
as
be able
the
to see
raft
it.
of barrels came in sight, boats rowed out from the piles of the town, and voices hailed the raft steerers. Then ropes were cast and oars were pulled, and soon the raft was
Have
thrown
you?
out of the
Have
current
you?
of the
I think you
forest
can
river,
beat the game, right? Have you
towed
beaten this
away
game or not
around
yet?
the high shoulder of rock into the little bay of Lake Town. There it was moored not far from the shorewood head of the Great Bridge. Soon, men would come up from the south and take some of the casks away, and others they would fill with goods they had brought to be taken back up the stream to the wood elves' home. In the meanwhile, the barrels were left afloat, while the elves of the raft and the boatmen went to feast in Lake Town. They would have been surprised if they could have seen what happened down by the shore after they had gone
Down
and
by
the
the
shades of night had
shore.
fallen.
Oh, I need more.
First of all, a barrel was cut loose by
Let's see.
Bilbo
How are you?
and pushed to the shore and opened.
Let me know if you need help.
Cries came from
Let
inside,
me know if you need me to
and
come
out
back.
crept a
I'm sure
most
you're good though. You seem
dwarf.
experienced
Wet
enough
straw
in the
was
game.
his draggled beard. He was so sore and stiff, so bruised and buffeted he could hardly stand or stumble through the shallow water to lie groaning on the shore. He had a famished and savage look, like a dog that has been chained and forgotten in a kennel for a week. It was Thorin, but you could only have told it by his golden chain and by the color of his now dirty and tattered
So what?
sky blue hood with its tarnished silver tassel.
What?
It was some time before he would even be polite to the hobbit.
Stone barriers
Are
or
you
just
alive
stone?
or
Okay,
are you
perfect.
dead?
Asked Bilbo quite crossly. Perhaps he
So
had forgotten that he had had at
got
least
short legs.
one
You'll be there in a
good
minute.
meal
Okay.
more than the
Let's
dwarves,
keep the stream.
and
The
also
stream
the
cut
use of
off.
his arm,
I never smelled the smell
Okay.
of apples again.
said Feely.
My tub was full of them. Oh, to smell
Okay,
apples
so it's back.
everlastingly when you can scarcely
Let's
breathe,
um.
and the cold and sick with hunger is maddening. I could eat
Let's see.
anything in the wide world now for hours on end.
Wonder why
but not enough.
OBS is
With the
canceling
willing
or
help of Feely and Keely, Thorin and
fucking,
Bilbo at last discovered the remainder of the
crashing
company
all of a sudden.
and got them out.
Okay.
Poor fat Bomber was asleep or senseless.
Poor fat
Dory,
Bomber.
Ori, Oin, and Gloin were waterlogged and seemed only half alive. They all had to be carried one by one and laid helpless on the shore.
Oh, you know what? Don't I have?
Well,
Oh, that's iron though, right?
said Thorin. And I suppose we ought to thank our stars and Mr. Baggins.
Iron, yeah.
I'm sure he has a right to expect it.
Welcome, welcome.
Arranged a more comfortable journey. Still, all very much at your service once more, Mr. Baggins. No doubt we shall feel properly grateful when we are fed and recovered.
Okay, so this is the Elven quarters. Found that.
What's next?
Cabbage,
I suggest Lake Town.
Said Bilbo.
What else is there?
cabbage, cabbage,
Nothing else could, of
cabbage.
course, be
Meat
suggested.
stew.
So leaving the
Prestige
others,
to read,
Thorin and Feely
the
and
mine's
Keely and the
entrance.
hobbits went along the shore to the great bridge.
This blocked off area could be my way into the moorings of Moria. It's quite strange that any part of Moria was barricaded by the order of the king, no less. At least it seems to be untouched by evil shadow. A very good
They were
sign.
friends with the wood elves. Other folk were far away, and some of the younger people in the town openly doubted the existence of any dragon in the mountain, and laughed at the greybeards and gammers who said that they had seen him flying in the sky in their younger days. That being so, it is not surprising that the guards were drinking and laughing by a fire in their hut, and did not hear the noise of the unpacking of the
Okay.
dwarves or the footsteps of the 4 scouts. Their astonishment was enormous when Thorin
some
Oakenshield
coal.
stepped in through the door.
Who are you and what do you want?
They shouted, leaping to their feet and groping for weapons.
Thorin, son of Thrain, son of Thor, king under the mountain.
Said the dwarf in a loud voice.
So what is
And
too
he
cold
looked,
effectively
in
eventually?
spite of his torn
Let's fight
clothes
more.
and draggled hood. The gold gleamed on his neck and waist. His
Okay,
eyes
so
were
there's-
dark and deep.
Let's get this
I
going.
have come back. I
Clothing
wish to see the
scraps,
master of your
forge,
town.
iron ingots,
Then there was tremendous
furnace
excitement.
stone.
Some of
Let's
the more foolish
rebuild
ran
that.
out of the hut as if they expected the mountain to go golden in the night, and all the waters of the lake turn yellow right away.
Yoink.
The captain of the guard came forward.
That.
And who are these?
He asked, pointing to Feely and Keely and Bilbo.
the sons of my father's
That
daughter.
it's been so long I can't remember
Freely
how
and keenly
to
the race of Durin,
get
and Mr.
coal.
Baggins, who has travelled with us out of the west.
I think
If you come in peace, lay down your arms.
Said the
mining. I know
captain.
there's
Said Thorin. And it was true enough. Their knives had been taken from them by the wood elves, and the great sword, Orcrist, too. Bilbo had his short sword hidden as usual, but he said nothing about that.
We have no need of weapons, who return at last to our own as spoken of old. Nor could we fight against so many. Take us to your master.
He is at feast.
Said the captain.
Then all the more reason for taking us to him.
Burst in Feely, who was getting impatient at these solemnities.
We are worn and famished
Should
after a
rest.
long road, and we have sick comrades. Now make haste and let us have no more words, or your master may have something to say to you.
Follow me then.
Said the
build.
captain, and with 6 men about them, he led them over the bridge, through the gates, and into the marketplace of
Build.
the town. This was a wide circle of
Let's go
quiet
bedroll.
water, surrounded by the tall piles on which were built the greater houses.
Get you a bedroll, my boy.
on long wooden quays with many steps and ladders going down to the surface of the
Live a
lake.
little room.
From one great hall shone many lights, and there came the sound of many voices.
Do we have? We do. So we have meat stew, roasted, fruit, meat stew. We need more mushrooms. Let's go grab
Cried
mushrooms.
Thorin in a loud voice from the door before the captain could say anything. All leapt to their feet.
We'll
The
eat,
master of the town
and then
sprang from his great chair. But none rose
we'll
in greater surprise than the raft men
sleep
of the
for a
elves
day,
who were sitting at the
then
lower end
eat.
of the hall. Pressing
Again,
forward before the master's table, they cried,
Yeah.
These are prisoners of
I don't know if you're still in stream. Let me know if you're in stream so I can just chit chat instead of type. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we can grab some
As a
food.
matter of fact, he thought it far more
So
likely
take
that
2
the return of
mushrooms.
the king
2
on the
mushrooms
mountain,
there.
if any
2
such
mushrooms
precedent
there.
ever existed.
It is true
8.
that we were
I'm in
wrongfully
streaming here.
waylaid
Okay,
by
cool.
the Elven King,
Okay, so let's do some medley skewers.
Thorin.
but no
Medley. Add. Okay, let's rest to get some daytime, and then. Good man, good man. Thank you.
Then the master
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
looked from one to the other. The elven
The road goes on and on, and then we can eat.
no enmity with him, nor did
So
he
we can
think
well,
much of
nice,
old
well
sons,
fed.
giving his mind to trade and tolls, to cargoes and gold, to which habit he owed his
Yeah, I like the crown.
others were of different
I
mind,
like the
however.
crown.
Quickly the matter
Or
was
the helmet.
settled without
That's
The
kick-ass.
news had spread from the doors of the
Yeah,
hall
I haven't gotten
to
too
quiet
far. Oh,
through
you know what?
all
Let
the
me
town. People were
let me grab
shouting
some coal
inside
from
the
here
hall
real
and
quick.
outside it. The keys were thrown with hurrying feet. Some began to sing
where's-
snatches of old songs
Oh, right here.
concerning the return of the king under the mountain.
Cool, cool. Oh shit.
It was Thror's grandson,
Hello.
Thror
Oh,
himself,
yeah, buddy.
did not bother them at all.
Fuck 120.
Others took up the
go.
song, and
So have
it
you-
rolled loud
Have you
and
beat
high
this or not yet?
over the lake.
Yoink. Okay. So we need. I need one down here. It's a rat. I think I'm gonna build one right here. Grand Hearth is big. Okay, let's do. I can only build one more. I'm thinking here. That way I can build barriers there, and I have some light here to prevent spawning. That's kind of my my idea right now. Let me know if you think we should move it, relocate it. You've gotten out? Ah, nice. What happens after you get out? Do you is your character done? Like, do you are you do you just stop playing, or how does that work? Wall torch. Let's go one there. Go one there. Don't want to spoil much? Okay. I'm just curious if you keep your character.
Very like that. Only Only there was a great
but
and there was much
that might spoil a little too much. Okay, let's open up this way here.
Been known in the town in the memory of the oldest grandfather.
Sweet.
Wood elves themselves
Yes. Okay. Cool.
began
That's
to
all.
wonder
That's all I need to know.
and even to be afraid. They didn't know, of course, how Thorin had escaped,
Let's see.
and they began to think their king might have made a serious mistake.
I'm gonna open this up.
As for the master, he
Let's
saw that there was
build.
a place for
Let's
to
build some
obey the
barriers
king
here.
for the moment, at any rate, and to pretend to believe that Thorin was what he said. So he gave up to him his own great chair, and set Fili and Kili beside him in places of honor.
I'm kind of doing like a little fucking base camp here. Let's do stone barrier.
Those songs alluded to him even in the obscurest
Let's
way.
go like we did with the last one. We'll go
Soon afterwards, the other
here.
dwarves were brought
Whoops.
into the town amid
Build near a
scenes of
hearth.
astonishing
Wait.
enthusiasm.
Oh, the
They were
hearth
all
is.
doctored and fed and housed and pampered in the most
The
delightful
hearth doesn't
and
go. Oh, it doesn't go that far.
satisfactory
That's fine.
fashion. A large house was given up to Thorin and his company.
We'll go
Boats and rowers were put
here.
at their service, and crowds sat outside and sang
And
songs
here.
all day. or
There we go.
cheered if any dwarf showed so much as his
That
nose.
way we're protected on this
Some of
side.
the songs
Now
were
that we've
golden,
opened this section up.
but some of them were quite real and spoke
I
confidently
think
of
we
the
still
sudden
need
death
some
of the
light
dwarf
back
and of
here.
cargoes of rich presents coming down the river to Lake Town.
Let's
These were
go.
inspired largely by the master, and they did not particularly please
Let's
the dwarves.
go.
But in the meanwhile, they were well contented, and they quickly grew fat and strong again. Indeed,
Go
within a
one
week,
here.
they were quite recovered, filled out in fine
We'll
cloth of their
go-
proper colours, with beards combed and trimmed, and proud steps. Thorin looked and walked as if his kingdom
There.
was already regained, and Smaug chopped up into little bits.
Yeah, me and Psychotic got to the Elven
As he
quarters,
had said,
and then we
towards the
stopped.
hobbits grew stronger
So we haven't done
every day.
anything past the Elven
There were
quarters
no
yet.
more groans or
We
grumbles.
found the axe
They drank his
pieces.
health, and they patted him on the back, and they made a great fuss of him, which was
That
just
was about
as well,
it.
for he was not feeling particularly cheerful.
Okay, and then
He
we'll
had not
put.
forgotten the look of the mountain.
Let's
nor the
do
thought of the
some
dragon.
wall ones
And he had,
here. Wall
besides, A
torches.
shocking cold.
I'm probably wasting
3
too much
days he
resources, but
sneezed
you know
and
what?
coughed,
Fuck it. It's
and
all
he
about
did not
having
go
fun. Am
out.
I right?
And even after that, his speeches at banquets were limited to
There you go.
Thank you
That's not
very
on the
much.
wall. That's gonna get destroyed eventually.
the wood elves had gone back up the forest
Fuck
river with
yeah!
their
Fuck
cargoes, and there
yeah!
was great excitement in the king's palace.
Um,
I have never heard what happened to the chief of the guards and the butler. Nothing, of course, was
okay.
ever said about keys or barrels.
we are
or
here.
keys.
Yes, we are here to rebuild Moria. That means I've built a
Frodo
fucking
was
sanctuary, and
careful never
that's
to become
all that
invisible.
fucking matters.
Still, I dare
let's
say
see.
more was guessed than was known, though doubtless Mr. Baggins remained a bit of a mystery.
Okay.
In any
I
case, the
think.
king knew now the
What do you
dwarves'
think?
errand, or
I
thought
think that's pretty solid.
And he said
Where
to
you're at, I would like to build one more stone hearth. We need 5 more coal, but I think I need to build one more stone hearth over there. And I think we'll have enough stone hearths.
he, at any rate, did not believe in dwarves fighting and killing dragons like Smaug,
Yeah,
and he strongly
I had to light it up.
suspected
Yeah.
burglars
So I need one more stone hearth over there so we can light up that
showed he
section.
was a wise elf and
What I might
wiser
do
than the men of the town.
is I might, depending on how far that stone hearth reaches out,
As we shall see.
I might rebuild this stone hearth here to that corner. That way we get stone hearths in like kind of like each 4 corners, and I think we'll be pretty solid with the lighting here. I really like this setup with the high ground and everything.
At the end of a fortnight, Thorin began to think of departure.
Build
While
on
the
the floor, yeah,
enthusiasm still
and we got
lasted
enough
in the
here. So
town was the
let me light
time
up this
to
section over
depart.
here,
It would not do to let everything cool down with delay.
and then we can
he
probably
spoke to
get
the
going
master
in a
and his
little bit.
counselors,
Start
said
going
that
to
soon he and his company must go on towards the mountain.
start traveling out. Maybe we can clear out the elven
Then,
quarters.
for the first time, the master was surprised and a little frightened, and he wondered if Thorin was, after all, really a descendant of the old kings. He had never thought that the dwarves would actually dare to approach Smaug, but believed they
Let's
were
go
fools
wall
who would
torch.
sooner or later be discovered and be turned out. He was wrong. Thorin, of course, was really the grandson of the king under the mountain, and there is no knowing what a dwarf will not dare and do for revenge. or the recovery of his own.
One there.
But the master was not
Only thing
sorry
is I
to
can't
talk
see
about
your
them.
chat right now, so give me a
They were
second.
expensive to keep,
Just in case you're
and their
saying
arrival
something.
had turned things into a long
Put
holiday
one
in
there.
which business was at a standstill.
And let's put one
Bother Slough and see how he welcomes
here.
He thought.
Okay, I think that's good enough.
Thorin, Thrain's son, Thror's
Okay, so
son.
this is nice and lit.
Said,
You must claim your own.
This
The owl is
needs
at hand, spoken of old.
this needs
What help
something.
we can offer
Can we?
shall be
This is
yours,
stone.
and we trust to your
So let's do
gratitude when your kingdom is regained.
let's do a standing torch here. That'll cover that. Okay,
So one day,
I think
although
that's
autumn was
good.
now getting far
I can't.
and
I don't
winds
think I
of
can get rid of
came
stone
falling
walls yet
fast,
with this torch or with this
three
pickaxe. I
large
just have a
boats left
simple
flanking,
pickaxe.
laden with
God, that's a
rugs,
big fucking
oars,
pickaxe you got, my boy.
daggers, and many provisions.
Okay, I think that's good. Let me go pick these mushrooms over here. That might be over here. And then what do you think we can go? This is dark. This is the only area that kind of worries me. Wanna borrow it? Nah. We good, my boy. We good. I just need one more. I need, like I said, I think I need one more stone hearth. We'll put it in that corner over there, over yonder. Over there. We'll put one more stone hearth there. I'll relocate this stone hearth somewhere over here, so I can start putting some torches and stuff over here. Oh, you little bitch. Yeah, let's grab the wood.
On the doorstep.
Okay, let's go fuck up some
In
goblins,
2
shall we?
days going, they rode right up the long lake and passed out into the river running.
So there's some goblins over
They
here.
could all see the lonely mountain, towering grim and tall
Oh, you know what?
before them.
Should probably block off
The
this
stream
area
was
right now
strong,
real quick.
And they're going slow. At the end of the third day, some miles up the river, they drew into
Stone
the
barrier,
left
just
western
in
bank
case.
and disembarked.
We could actually
Here they were joined
do,
by
yeah,
the
let's
horses,
do
with other provisions and
stone
necessaries,
barrier
and
here.
the ponies
Oh,
for their
build near
owners that
hearth.
had been
Blah.
sent to meet them.
Isn't this?
They packed
Oh,
what they
I
could
see.
on the ponies, and the rest was made
Where
into a
is-
store under a tent. But none of the men of the town
Okay.
would stay with them even for the night so near the
That
shadow
there.
of the mountain,
Not at any rate until the songs have
There.
come true.
said they. It was easier to believe
And
in the dragon, and less easy to
let's
believe
do one
in
more.
Thorin in these wild parts.
Uh,
Indeed, their stores had
we'll
no need of any
do
guard, for all the land was desolate and empty. So the rest
a
was
small
left,
stone
making
block.
off swiftly down the river and the shoreward paths, although the night was already drawing on.
There. And one
They
there.
spent a cold and lonely night.
And
their spirits
one
fell.
there. That way they can't,
The
goblins
next day
can't.
they set out again.
Who stabbed you? He
Balin
got
and
you.
Bilbo rode behind,
Nagrot
each leading another
killed him?
pony heavily laden beside him. The
Let's
others
get
were some way
a
ahead, picking out a
get a
slow
torch
road,
going.
for there were no paths. They made northwest, slanting away from the river
Okay.
running, and drawing ever nearer and nearer.
Alright, ready?
to a great
Let's
spur of the
go.
mountain
Oh, you know what?
that
Hold
was
on.
flung
One
out
more thing.
southwards towards them.
Just because I'm fucking paranoid because I played Minecraft. Not a ton, but I played Minecraft quite a bit.
There was no
Let's...
laughter or song or sound of harps, and the pride and hopes which
I
had
think this'll
stirred
look
in their
nice.
hearts
Let's do
at the
some wall
singing of old
torches.
songs by the lake
We'll do them
died away
like...
to a
Build them
flooding
on a
gloom.
wall.
They knew that they were drawing near to the end of their journey, and that it might be a very horrible end.
Like that.
The land about them
And then
grew
the other
bleak
one
and
on this
barren,
side.
though once, as Thorin told them, it had been green and fair. There was little grass, and before long there was neither
Like that.
bush
Okay,
nor
perfect.
tree, but
Alright,
only
now...
broken and blackened stumps to speak of one's long
Now let's get going.
They were
Da da da
bound
da
to the
da da
desolation
da
of the dragon.
da 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 da
They would come
da
at the
da.
waning of the year.
Okay,
Reached
so
the
Elven
skirts of the
Quarters.
mountain all the same, without meeting any
I
danger or
have...
any
Yeah.
sign of the dragon.
Oh, I should...
other than the
fuck.
wilderness he had
Okay,
made
sorry.
around his
One
land.
more.
The
I'm a hot
mountain
mess.
dark
Let me go
and
put some
dark,
stuff in the chest so I have some
and the
inventory
higher
space.
above them.
Or backpack
They
space.
made their first
I need to
camp
make
on the
bigger
western
backpacks
side
too.
of the
That's the other
great
thing.
southern spur, which ended in a height
I
called
never have enough
Ravishing.
backpack space.
On
Okay, so let's
this,
put some shit
there had
away
been
real
an
quick.
old watch post,
We don't
but
need
they dared
this,
not climb it
this.
yet. It was too exposed.
This is health. Hide scraps, we don't need that. We don't need meat. Cram is fine. Let's put the statue away. Okay. Alright. Now, for realsies now.
To spy out the land to the south, where the front gate stood. For this purpose, he chose Balin and Fili and Keely, and with them went Bilbo. They marched under the grey and silent cliffs to the feet of Ravenhill.
So, I know there's some buildings that we can probably loot some shit from, right? Let's grab some grab apple.
Flowing swift and noisily. Its bank was bare and rocky.
So, oh, there's a carving. That's good. I need to go back to the main and finish that. Clothing scraps is fine.
They could see in the white
there's some goblins over there. Let's go fuck them up.
The grey ruins of ancient houses, towers, and walls. There lies all that is left of me, said Balin.
Oh shit, it's a goblin man. Ooh. Oh yeah, fuck yeah. One shot, one kill, baby. Oh. Nice. Oh, this is like a goblin camp. Orcish chest. Ooh, so I need an orcish key. Okay, okay.
They did not dare to follow the
let's rebuild. I need a steel hammer for that. Okay.
Beyond the end of the southern spur.
Was a goblin? Yeah, was a goblin camp. Ain't no more.
And see the dark
let's go check up here.
In the great cliff wall between the arms of the mountain.
Ooh.
Out of it, the waters of the running river sprang.
Ready to fuck up these goblins over here? These goblins?
And a dark smoke.
You want the key? Yeah. Do you have one?
Vapor and the water. And every now and again, a black.
Break the totems in the middle. Okay.
The only sound was the sound of the stony water. And every now and again, the harsh.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, get the orchestra. Ah, good looking, bro.
We can do no good here.
Meat.
And I don't like these dark birds.
Oi.
Like spies of evil.
The dragon is still alive and in the holes under the mountain. I imagine so from the smoke.
Only surprised that you won't get a respawn if you break the totem.
Prove it.
A respawn? What do you mean a respawn?
I don't doubt you are right. But he might be gone away sometime. Or he might be out
this.
outside keeping watch.
Let's put this here.
And steams would come out of the gates. All the halls within must be filled with
so when you die, I haven't died yet. So if you die, that's the goblins respawn eventually. Oh, I see. Ah, okay. Okay, so don't always open up the chests. So like this, I can leave this totem here, and they'll respawn eventually.
They had been guests in the fair house of Elrond, and though autumn was now crawling towards winter, that pleasant time now seemed years ago.
Oh, come on, motherfucker.
They were alone in the perilous waste, without hope of further help.
Nice, metal
They were
fragments.
at the end of their journey, but as
Orcish
far
sheep.
as
Okay, so I could leave this spawn here if I want to just farm goblins. Is that what you're saying?
none of them had much spirit left. Now, strange to say, Mr. Baggins had more than the others.
I guess if I don't want them to spawn here, I could eventually just destroy it, but unless they have changed, I haven't played since the release week. Okay. I don't have much when it comes to inventory space right now anyway, so I'll come back for it if I want to loot what's in there.
Two of these here thrust forward west from the main mass in long, steep-sided ridges that fell ever downwards towards the plain.
Oh, another carving one. Okay, I have to. I need to go back to my first camp. I'm gonna put this carvings there, and then I'll use this second one. But I'll complete that one first before I do anything with this one.
Day by day, they toiled in parties searching for paths up the mountainside. If the map was true, high above the cliff at the valley's head must stand.
Okay, so there's more.
Day by day, they came back to their
Should we jump down?
success.
I'm assuming there's a way back up,
But at last,
but it's nighttime.
they found what they
Hated by
sought.
other orcs.
Fili and
Ooh.
Keely and the hobbits went back one day.
The Goblin Man seemed to be much hated by other orcs in Moria. They are not only scavenging away any good meat they can get their hands on, but unlike the other orcs, they can endure sunlight and do not need to live in caves. Ooh. Okay.
Following these excitedly,
These are normal orcs, but goblin men. Saruman may be gone, but he left a legion of these miserable wretches to despoil Middle-earth. I've seen them driven away from the settlements of men. Foul as they are, this dark pit must be their last refuge, at least not until I happily drive them away from Khazad-dûm as well.
looking down, they saw
Workbench
that they
plus
were at
one.
the top of the cliff at the valley's head, and were gazing down onto their own camp below. Silently,
Okay.
clinging to the rocky wall on their right, they went in single file along the ledge, till the wall opened, and they turned into a little steep,
Oh, to honor them, yeah.
grassy floor,
Okay.
still and quiet. Its
So I'm
entrance,
wondering.
which they
Oh,
had
it's right here.
could
I
not be
think.
seen from below because of the overhang of the cliff, nor from further off because it was
What's
so
that?
small that it looked like a dark crack and no
Egg
more.
basket?
It was
Oh,
not a cave, and
feathers.
it was open to the sky above, but at its inner end,
Okay,
a flat
okay.
wall rose up that in the lower part, close to the ground, was as smooth and upright as mason's work. but
Okay,
without
so what should we do? Should we go back and rest? I feel like I rest too much in this game. Should we go back and rest, or should we go down here and kill these
nor any
bastards?
sign of bar or bolt
What are your
or
thoughts?
keyhole. Yet they did not doubt that they had
Oh, fuck.
found the door at last. They beat on it. They thrust and pushed at it.
What are you thinking?
They implored it to move.
Go down?
They spoke
All
fragments of
right,
broken
let's do
spells
it.
of opening. And
What we can do
at last,
is...
tired out,
Oh, there we go.
they rested on the grass at its feet. And
Yoink.
then at evening began their long climb down.
Let's do
There was excitement in the camp that
one
night.
there.
In the morning, they prepared to move.
That too
once
far?
more. Only
I'm gonna
Buffer
build
and
one
Bomber were
more.
left behind to guard the ponies and such stores as they had brought with them from the river. The others went down the valley and up the newly found path, and so to the narrow ledge.
There we go.
Along this, they could carry no bundles or packs, so narrow and breathless was it, with a fall of
Oh, shit.
150 feet.
Let's
right
go.
to the sharp grass below. But each of them took a good coil of rope wound tight about his waist, and so at last, without mishap,
Good shit.
they reached the little
Good shit.
grassy bay. There they
Orcs,
made
avoid the
fast,
Elven Quarter.
hauling up what they needed from
A bit of
below
luck,
with
the
their
spirit of the
ropes.
elves can still be felt here in the
Down
Elven
same
Quarter,
way,
and is certainly
they
felt
were
by the
able
Goblin Men. The
occasionally
Elven
to
magic
lure
here
one of
hurts
the
them.
more active dwarves,
Ooh.
such as Keely,
Okay.
to exchange such news as there was.
So it weakens them,
or
it
to
seems like.
share in the guard below, while Bova was hauled up to the higher camp. Bomber would not come up either the rope or the
I'll come back for this key.
I am too fat for such fly walks.
he said.
I should turn dizzy and tread
Yoink.
on my beard, and then you would be 13 again.
What are
The
these?
knotted ropes are too slender for my weight.
Okay.
Luckily for him, that was not true, as you will see. In the meanwhile, some of them explored the ledge beyond the opening, and found a path that led higher and higher onto the mountain.
Let's go.
But they did not dare to venture very far that way, nor was there much use in it. Out up there, a silence reigned, broken by no bird or sound except that of the wind in the
Gas.
clouds
Let's
of snow.
go.
They spoke low and never called or sang, for danger
Cold?
brooded in
Oh, I'm
every
getting
rock.
cold.
The others, who were busy with the secret of the door, had no more success. They were too eager to trouble about the runes or the moon letters, but tried without resting to discover
The Great
where
Forge of
exactly
Narvi.
in the face of the
Ooh.
rock the door was hidden. They had brought picks and tools of many sorts from Laketown, and at first they tried to use these, but when they struck the stone, the handles splintered and charred their arms cruelly, and the steel heads broke or bent like lead. Mining work, they saw
Okay.
clearly, was no good against the magic. that had
Replace
shut
the
this
crank.
door.
Oh, we need the
And they grew
crank.
terrified too.
I'll have the
of
crank.
The echoing noise. Bilbo
Oh.
found sitting on the doorstep lonesome and wearisome. There was not a doorstep, of course, really, but they used to call
Replace.
the little grassy space
Ooh.
between the wall and the opening the
Okay.
doorstep in fun, remembering Bilbo's words long ago at the unexpected party in his hobbit home,
Okay, so that's
when he had said they could sit on the doorstep till they thought of something,
okay.
and sit and think they did, or wandered
Replacement
aimlessly
gear.
about.
Okay. Furnace is
Glummer
cold.
and glummer they became. Their
Oh,
spirits
shit.
had risen a little
Okay.
at the discovery of the path, but now they sank into their boots.
Damaged. Great
Yet they
Furnace
would
of
not give
Nari
it up
is
and go away.
damaged.
The hobbit was no longer much brighter than the dwarves. He would do nothing but sit
Ah,
with his
very
back
nice,
to
very
the
nice,
rock
very
face
nice.
and stare away west
Okay.
toward the opening, over the cliff,
Damaged.
over the wide lands, to the black wall of Mirkwood.
Do we need...
In which he sometimes thought he could catch
Do we need another
glimpses of
piece?
misty mountains, small and far. If the dwarves asked him what he was doing, he answered,
You said sitting on the doorstep and thinking would be my job, not to mention getting inside. So I am sitting and thinking.
Yoink.
but I am afraid he was not thinking much of the job, but of what lay beyond the blue distance, the quiet western land, and
Bone
the hill,
cold?
and his hobbit hole on
Too cold to efficiently adventurers sleep.
a large
Must
grey
find
stone
warmth.
lay in the center of the grass, and he stared moodily at it, or watched the great snails. They seemed to love the little shut-in bay with its walls of cool rock, and there were many of them of huge size crawling slowly and stickily along its sides.
What else are we missing?
The last week of autumn.
Said Thorin.
Is there another...
And winter comes after autumn.
Said Biffa.
And next year after that.
Said Dwalin.
And our beers would grow till they hang down the cliff to the valley before anything
A
happened.
pipe. Okay.
What is our powder do
So we need a
for us?
pipe. Let's
Since
look
he's
for
got
the
an
pipe.
invisible thing, and ought to be a specially excellent performer
Um,
by now. I'm
Don't mind me,
beginning
I'm
to
just
think
lighting
he
this
might
shit
go
up.
through the front gate and spy things
Just
out
fuck
a
it.
bit.
Up here? Okay.
Bilbo heard
Coming.
this. The dwarves were on the rocks just above the enclosure where he was sitting, and
Good gracious,
he thought,
so that is what they're beginning to think, is it? It is always poor me that has to get
Did
them out of their
you-
difficulties, at least since the wizard left.
Ah. I
Whatever
thought I
am
went up.
going
I
to
went up
do?
here though.
I might have known that something dreadful would happen to me in the
Here,
end.
there's the damaged
I
pipe.
don't think I could
Oh, I
bear to
see.
the unhappy Valley of Dale again. And as for that steaming gate,
But we need a piece of pipe, right? Replacement pipe.
that night
Okay,
he
so
was
missing
very
part.
miserable and hardly slept.
So now we need to find
Next day,
the
the dwarves all went
missing
wandering
pipe.
off in various
or
directions.
the damaged pipe, right?
Some were exercising the ponies down below. Some were roving
Yeah, I need to
about
find
the
it. Okay.
mountainside.
So we already checked up there.
All day, Bilbo
Now it
sat
should-
alone
now that
in
we-
the grassy bay, gazing at the stone,
Shortcut to
or out
mines.
west through the narrow opening.
Let's see.
He had a queer feeling that he was waiting for something.
perhaps the wizard will suddenly come back today.
He thought. If he lifted his head, he could see a glimpse of the distant forest. As the sun turned west, there was a gleam of yellow upon its far roof, as if the
I don't
light
think it's gonna
caught
be
the
over
last
here.
pale leaves. Soon he
Oh.
saw the orange ball of the
There we
sun
go.
sinking towards the level of his eyes,
It's got to be back there, right?
and there, pale and faint, was a thin new moon above the rim of earth. At that very moment, he heard a sharp crack behind him. There, on the grey stone in the grass, was an enormous
It's got to be in this
thrush,
area.
nearly coal black, its pale yellow breast freckled with dark spots. Crack! It had caught a snail and was knocking it on the stone. Crack! Crack!
Okay, so it's not going to be in the Elven Quarter then.
Suddenly,
Let's.
Bilbo understood. Forgetting
see.
all danger, he stood on the ledge and hailed the dwarves,
It should be-
shouting and waving.
It should be like a
The
yellow,
came
right?
tumbling over the rocks, and as fast as they
Let me
could
just
along
check
the
this
ledge to
area.
him, wondering what on earth was the matter.
No.
The others shouted to be hauled up the ropes, except Bomber, of course. He was asleep. Quickly, Bilbo explained. They all fell silent. The hobbits standing by the grey stone,
Wait,
and the
Brett,
dwarves
look,
with
teach 'em a
wagging
lesson.
beards watching impatiently. The sun sank lower and lower.
Where is it?
It sank into a belt of reddened
We're
cloud
missing.
and
We're
disappeared.
ming
The dwarves groaned.
an
and
area that
Bilbo
we
stood
should be
almost
looking
without
more
moving.
into, right?
The little moon was dipping to the horizon. Then suddenly, when their hope was lowest, a red ray of the sun escaped like a
Damage.
finger through a rent in the cloud.
Let's go check
A gleam
this
of
area
light
again.
came straight through the opening into the bay and fell on the smooth rock face. The old thrush, who had been watching from a high perch with beady eyes and head cocked to one side, gave a sudden trill. There was a loud crack. A flake of rock split
Dawn
from
is
the
at
wall
hand.
and fell. A hole
Okay.
opened suddenly about 3 feet from the ground. Quickly, trembling lest the chance should fade, the dwarves rushed to the rock and pushed.
Yeah, I don't.
In vain.
I don't see it.
Cried Bilbo.
Where is Thorin?
Thorin hurried up.
The key!
Shouted Bilbo.
The key that went with the map! Try now while there is still time!
Then Thorin stepped up and drew
I don't
the
see it in
silver
there.
chain from round his neck. He put it to the hole. It fitted and it turned. Snap!
The gleam went out. The sun sank. The moon was gone.
Ooh,
And
iron ore.
evening sprang into the
Let's open up
sky.
map. Let's go.
Now they all pushed together, and slowly a part of the rock wall gave way.
Mark my location.
Long, straight cracks appeared and widened.
Alright.
A door
Iron
5 feet high and 3 broad was outlined,
Okay.
and slowly, without a sound, swung inwards.
I don't know.
It seemed as if darkness flowed out like a vapor from the hole in the mountainside.
Found it. What? Oh, so it is out this way.
Darkness in which
Okay,
nothing
cool.
could be
That's
seen
good to know.
lay before their eyes. A yawning mouth.
Sweet. Ah, so it wasn't even lighting yellow. Good looking, good looking. Okay, so now I need to go up.
Chapter 12. Inside information. For a long time, the dwarves stood in the dark before the door and debated, until at last Thorin spoke.
Now is the time for our esteemed Mr. Baggins, who has proved himself a good companion on our long road, and a hobbit full of courage and resource far exceeding his size, and if I may say so, possessed of
Might be easier with
the usual
building
prowess.
stairs, maybe.
Now is the
Was
time
what I'm
for him
wondering.
to perform the service for which
Because I
he
can't
was
jump with this
appointed in our
thing.
company. Now is the time for him to earn his reward.
You got it, or you need me to do it?
You are familiar with Thorin's style on the
What if we do like a rough set of
Give
stairs?
you any more of it, though he went on.
You need to throw it. What?
It certainly was. But Bilbo
punch?
felt impatient.
How do
By
you
now,
throw
he was
it? What
quite
the fuck?
familiar with
Oh,
Thorin too,
nope, that's
and he knew
deconstruct.
what he was driving at.
If you mean you think it is my
How do you
job
throw
to go
shit?
into
What?
the secret passage first, O Thorin Thrain's son Oakenshield, may
It's
your
calling
beard
out.
grow ever longer.
He said crossly.
Say so at
Oh,
once.
you can throw. Oh, shit.
I've got
Yo, I didn't know that.
pieces already, which were hardly in the original bargain, so that I am, I think, already owed some reward. But third time pays for all. That's my father.
No!
And somehow I don't think I shall.
Okay.
I've begun to trust my luck more than I used to in the old days.
He meant last spring before he left his own house.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
It seemed
Okay.
centuries ago.
But anyway.
Oh, shit.
I think
Whoops.
I will go. and
Fuck.
have a peek
Sorry.
once I get it over. Now, who is coming with me?
Okay.
He did not
Let's,
expect a chorus of volunteers, so he was not
Let's try to get
disappointed.
this. Let's
Feely
see.
and Keely looked uncomfortable and
So-
stood on one leg, but the others made no pretense
Nope,
of offering.
not that.
Except old Balin, the lookout man, who was rather fond of the hobbits. He said he would come inside at least, and perhaps a bit of the way too, ready to call for help.
Oh, God.
if
I can't
necessary.
fucking run.
The
I'm too
most
fat.
That can be said for the dwarves is this.
I did it before.
They intended to pay Bilbo
Alright,
really
let me try
handsomely
again, and
for
then
his
I'll
services.
build a fucking
They
platform.
brought him to do a nasty job for them, and they did not mind the
Okay,
poor
I'm gonna build a
fellow doing
platform.
it if he would. But they would
Make
all
this
have
a little
done
easier.
their best to get him out of trouble if he got into it, as they did in the case of the trolls at the beginning of their adventures, before they had any particular reason
There we go.
for being grateful to him.
Alright, buddy.
There it is. Dwarves are not heroes,
Toss it!
but calculating folk with a
Thank you,
great
sir.
idea of the value of money. Some
Perfect.
are tricky and treacherous and pretty bad lots. Some are not, but are decent enough people like Thorin and company. If you don't expect too much. The stars were coming out behind him in a pale sky barred with black. When the
It's alive! Nice. The Great Forge.
stole into the
Let's go.
It was far easier going than he expected. This was
Oh, I gotta light it up now, right?
rough
Oh, there it is.
cave. Passage made
Oh,
by
shit.
dwarves
Oh, shit.
and the height
Oh,
of
shit.
wealth and skill. Straight as a ruler, smooth floored and smooth sided, going with a gentle, never
Wow.
varying slope direct to some distant end in the
torch.
blackness below.
Aragon, steel ingot, forge, roared, alerted a horde.
Bilbo, good luck, and stopped where he could still see the faint outline of the
After
door,
relighting the
and by a
Great Forge of Narvi, the boom
Here the rustle
echoed through the mountains. No wonder it brought orcs of 20 fathoms down the chamber, even the goblin men and Moria or oh shit, okay.
and warned by the echoes.
Let's do it.
Scared to make no sound, he crept from noiselessly down, down,
Gold coin.
down into the dark. He was trembling with fear.
Ooh, and we're gonna get a ton of coins. That's good.
Already he was a very different hobbit from the one that had run out without a pocket handkerchief from Bag End long ago. He had not had a pocket handkerchief for ages. He loosened his dagger in its sheath, tightened his belt, and went on.
You're fucking dying too there,
He said
buddy.
to himself,
Everybody catches these. Oh shit, they're shooting arrows at us.
Now you've got to pull it out and pay for it, dear me. What a fool I was, and now
said the least Tookish part of him.
I have absolutely no use for dragon guarded treasures.
Come on, you little shits.
The whole block could stay here forever. If only I could wake up and find this beastly tunnel was my own front hall at home.
He did not wake up, of course, but still went.
Let me know if you need coins. If you want coins, I can
all sign of
give you some of these coins.
faded away. He was altogether alone.
Oh shit, I'm coming.
Soon, he thought it was beginning to feel warm.
Kind of glow I seem to see. Right ahead down there.
He thought. It was. As he went forward, it grew and grew, till there was no doubt about it. It was a red light, steadily getting redder and redder. Also, it was now undoubtedly hot in the tunnel. Wisps of vapor floated up and past him, and he began to sweat. A sound, too, began to throb in his ears. A sort of bubbling, like the noise.
Sword has broken. Oh shit. Okay. Pickaxe. I don't have. Ooh. Fuck it. It's fisting time, baby. About to fucking catch these hands, bro.
He fought the real battle in the tunnel, alone, before he ever saw the vast danger that lay in wait. And he went after a short halt, go on he did. And you can picture him coming to the end of the tunnel, an opening of much the same size and shape as the
Jeez,
door.
a lot of coins, bro.
Through it peeps the hobbit's little head. Before him
Is that it?
lies the great bottommost
Loot is all yours.
central
Appreciate it, fam.
wall of the
Appreciate it.
ancient dwarves, right to the mountain's root. It is almost dark. Its vastness can only be seen
Come here, little shit.
but rising from the side of the rocky floor, there is a great
Okay. Okay, let's collect this gold.
came from his jaws.
Let's
Wisps of smoke, but his fires
54, yeah. Okay, let me collect this gold. Let's I need to go back. I need to repair I have a repair smithy at my original location. Aragon spear. So bronze, ingot, elven wood, shield wall.
and silver red stained in the ruddy light.
Cool. Steel pickaxe. Ooh, that's what I need to. Steel ingot.
Wings folded
Elven
like a
hide. Okay,
immeasurable
cool.
bat, turned
Fuck yeah.
partly on one
This is gonna be
side,
great.
So that the hobbit could see his underparts and his long pale belly.
Okay,
crusted with gems
let's go
and
back
fragments
to base camp because I'm gonna be needing to eat soon.
beneath him, where the walls were nearest, could dimly be seen coats of mail, helms and axes, swords and spears hanging.
Okay, let's
And
eat some
there in
cranberry.
rows stood great jars and vessels,
Meat,
filled
coin.
with a
Okay.
wealth that could not be guessed. To say that Bilbo's breath was taken away is no description at all. There are no words left to express his staggerment, since men changed the language that they learned of elves in the days when all the world was wonderful. Bilbo had
Thanks for the help, dude.
and sing of dragon hordes before.
That would have been a pain in the ass to do by myself, I'm gonna be honest with you.
The glory of such treasure had never yet come home to him. His heart was filled and pierced with enchantment, and with the desire of dwarves.
I know we built a ledge over there. Is there a way? Yeah, there's a way to get up over here.
at the gold beyond price.
It wasn't too bad at all. It's pretty good.
He gazed for what seemed an age, before, drawn almost against his will, he stole through the shadow of the doorway, across the floor to the nearest edge of the mounds of treasure.
I need a steel hammer for this,
Above
right?
him,
Yeah, I
the
do.
sleeping
Okay.
dragon lay, a dire menace even in his sleep.
Ooh, smog. I love this chapter.
Cup, as heavy
It's
as he
so
could carry, and
much
turned
shorter
a fearful eye upwards.
than expected. Like when you
Smaug
first read it.
stirred a wing.
Oh, it's so
Over the
fucking
claw,
bright. Holy
The
crap.
rumble of his snoring changed its note. Then Bilbo fled, but the dragon did not wake. Not yet, but shifted into other dreams of greed and violence.
Okay.
Lying there in his stolen hole.
Let's put that away, that away, that away. Actually, let's grab the
His heart was
coins.
beating and a more fevered shaking was in his legs than when he was
Stone,
going down.
cram is
But still
fine.
he
Let's put the
clutched
hide
the
scraps
cup, and
away.
his chief thought was,
Let's keep
Done
that.
it. This'll
Grab
show
that.
More like a
Those
growth than a
away.
burglar indeed. Well, we'll
Little
hear no more of that.
fragments. Let's put those away.
nor did
Grab
he.
that.
Balin
This is
was overjoyed
the
to see the hobbits
Ori.
again, and as delighted as he was
Kazoo.
surprised. He picked Bilbo
Okay,
up
let's go
and
grab some
carried him
mushrooms
out
real
into
quick.
the open air. It was midnight, and clouds had covered the stars, but Bilbo lay with his
Oh,
eyes
no more
shut,
mushrooms here.
gasping and taking
They should be
pleasure in the
outside,
feel
though.
of the
They should be out
fresh
here.
air, and hardly noticing the excitement of the dwarves, or how they praised him and patted him on the back.
So you can
and
make
put
some more
themselves and all
food.
their families for generations to come at his service.
I guess not. I thought they were.
The dwarves were
Guess they
still
didn't regrow.
passing the cup from hand to hand, and talking delightedly of the recovery of their treasure,
Recovering.
when suddenly a vast rumbling woke in the mountain underneath, as if it was an old volcano that had made up its mind to start erupting.
Yeah, the roast meat. Well, I guess the roast meat. Yeah, I was just thinking for well fed, but I guess we don't need to be well fed right now.
But up
We can make a ton of roast meat.
down in the depths of
Yeah,
the
fuck it.
bellowing
Let's make
and
one.
crumbling
You
that made
want
the
some roast
ground
meat?
beneath them
I'll add a
tremble.
portion for you. Okay.
Got their joy, their confident boast.
So let's eat this. Let's head back to my other base real quick, so I can repair. I can lay some statues down.
Calculations if you live
What can I do with the gold coins again?
much real use for all their wealth, but they know it to
Workbench,
as a
nice.
rule, especially
Oven
after
talent,
long
star
possession.
middle,
And Smaug was
coal,
no exception.
furnace.
He had passed
Treasure
from an amazing
cache.
dream
Shows off a
in
small
which
amount of treasure. The more
altogether insignificant
in the
in
cache, the
size,
fiercer
but
the
provided
dwarves
with a
feel
fitted
about
sword
admiring
that
me.
might
I could probably put
fitted
dwarf
most
cache here, huh?
pleasantly to a doze, and from
Since this is gonna be my main base camp.
there was a breath of strange air in this cave. Could there be a draft from that home?
Okay.
He had never
Let's head back to my previous base
and
real
now
quick.
he glared at it in suspicion and wondered why he had never blocked it up. Of late, he had half fancied he caught the dim echoes of a knocking sound from far above that came down through it to his lair. He stirred and stretched forth his neck to sniff. Then he missed the cup. Thieves, fire, murder! Such a thing had not happened since he came to the mountain. His rage passes description, the sort of rage that is only seen when rich folk have more than they
Mushrooms.
can enjoy suddenly lose something that they have long had but have never before used or wanted. His fire belched forth.
So there's ore over there.
He shook the mountain
Grab some sunyon.
thrust his head in vain at the little hole, and then, coiling his length together, roaring like thunder underground,
I also had to repair my armor too.
his deep lair through its great door, out into the huge passages of the mountain palace, and up towards the front gate. To hunt the whole mountain till he had caught the thief, and had torn and trampled him was his one thought. He issued from the gate, the waters rose,
So here's my base.
and up he soared, blazing
My starting
settled
base.
on the mountaintop in a spout of green and scarlet
Let's
flame.
repair real quick.
The dwarves heard
So let's
the
repair
awful
that,
roar of
repair
fight,
that, and
they
repair
crouched
that,
against the
repair
walls
that.
of the grassy
Okay.
terrace, cringing under
So we have
boulders,
repaired.
hoping somehow to escape the frightful eyes of the hunted dragon.
Navi's line. Let's
There they would all have
go
been killed,
place
If
carving.
it had not been for Bilbo once again,
Quick, quick!
he gasped.
The door of the tunnel! It's no good here.
Cool.
Roused
Now we
by
need
his cries,
Ori's
they were just about to creep inside the
Munchkin
tunnel
carving.
when Biffa gave a cry.
Okay. Let's go back up here.
My buffer, we have forgotten them. They are down in the valley.
Yoink. Ah!
the others,
Okay.
said Thorin, recovering his dignity.
So stone, coal. Let's. We're fine with the stone. Iron ore. We'll deposit all iron ore there.
Those were perhaps the worst moments
Let's.
they have been through yet. The horrible
That's
sounds
ready.
of Smaug's
Craft.
anger were echoing in the stony
Ooh,
hollows
steel
far
ingot.
above.
So iron ore,
At any moment
coal.
he might come blazing down, or
So I
fly
can make
whirling
steel
around
ingots
to
now.
find them there, near the
That's
perilous
big.
cliff's edge, hauling madly on the ropes.
That's big.
Up came Beaufort, and so
Placement
all
pipe,
was safe.
gear. Okay, cool.
Up came Bomber, puffing and blowing while the ropes creaked. And
Khazad arrows. Powerful arrow tipped with Khazad steel yields 30 arrows. Bolts. First age bolts.
danger was upon them.
15 bolts.
A
15
whirring noise
bolts.
was
Okay.
A red light touched the points of
Durin's
standing
guard.
ropes.
Durin's gloves. Okay. Roasting pit.
They had barely
Deep
touched the
hash.
ground
Oh, I
till
need
the
eggs
pulling
and deep
dragging
mushroom.
their
Okay.
bones, when
Let's,
Smaug came hurtling from the north, licking the mountainsides with flames.
Let's make some steel ingots real quick, yeah?
A noise like a roaring wind. His hot breath shriveled the grass before the door.
Oh, it takes coal.
Through the crack they had left, and
It takes coal to do that? Whoops.
flickering fires leapt up and black
Well, that sucks.
Then the darkness fell as he passed again. The ponies
Craft.
screamed in terror, burst their ropes,
Warrior's key,
galloped
replacement
wildly off.
pipe. Okay.
The dragon swooped and turned
I'll
to
wait
pursue.
until those are finished. Because I need to make a steel hammer, right? Steel hammer and steel pick are what I need.
Probably the end of our poor beasts.
Said Thorin.
Nothing can escape Smaug once he sees it.
If you need some stuff, feel free to grab it. Okay, let's grab some gold.
Unless anyone
Iron
fancies
ingots, we can put that
trampling
away.
along
Let's
the
put
mouth
this
back to the river
here.
with Smaug on the watch.
Narvi's Musikin. Oh, this is
It
Narvi's.
was
Okay.
not a pleasant thought.
Iron hammer,
They
Sunyan.
crept
Let's put
further
that
down the
away.
tunnel,
Put that
and there they
away.
lay and shivered, those
Let's
who
actually
walked
grab the
and
mushrooms. We're gonna need those at our
until
other
dawn
area.
came, pale through the crack of the door.
Hero's token. We'll leave that
Every now
there.
and
Actually,
again,
we'll
through the
we'll take
night,
these two. We'll
they
take
could hear the
those.
roar of the
We'll take the
flying dragon
Sunyan.
grow, and then pass and
Take the
fade
meat.
as he hunted round
Okay.
and round the mountainsides.
I think that's good.
He guessed from the ponies and from the traces of the camps
Oh, we
he
don't
had
have space.
discovered
Okay.
that men had
I think that's good.
come
Ready to head out?
from the lake
Let's head out.
and had scaled the mountainside from the valley where the ponies had been standing. But the door withstood his searching eye. And the walled bay had kept out
So I
his
need to
fierce
find
enemies.
Ori's Musikin
Long he
Kavan.
had hunted in vain, till the dawn chilled his wrath, and he went back to his golden couch to sleep and to gather new strength. He would not forget or forgive the theft, not if 1,000 years turned him to smoldering stone. But he could afford to wait.
I need a better
Slow and
weapon.
quiet, he crept back to his
Perfect.
eyes.
Got a fuck ton of meat. Yeah, let's go put this back. We might need to build one more chest. I think I'll do like a food chest and then like a supplies chest.
In dealing with such a guardian, and that it was no good giving up their quest yet. Nor could they get away just now, as Thorin had pointed out. Their ponies were lost or killed, and they would have to wait some time.
I hope they add like
Smaug relaxed his watch
a
sufficiently
Balrog and
for
shit
them
to
to
this.
have a long way
That'd be
on
fun.
foot.
Do like a Balrog expansion.
Luckily, they had saved enough of their stores
I'd be
to
down for
last
that.
them still for some time. They debated long on what was to be done, but they could think of no way of getting rid of
You know what would be kind of cool?
which had always been a
Is if they did like a if they did like a you just wait. Aww. I was gonna say, you know what would be cool is if they did like a
for bringing away a cup.
MMORPG like realm that you could do in this, like later on, like add to it, and then not an MMORPG, but like an RPG online thing where you can go in
Steel
and then you can
Did you expect me to try and the whole horde of Thror on my back? If there is any
wood
grumbling
chest.
to be done, I think I better say.
whenever you die by like if a Balrog kills you
Credit on your
and you
word.
die,
Cannot pretend that you haven't made the vast
you
mistake
get
this world clear to me.
it like gets your name as like the first Balrog to kill a player, like it gets that person's name. So like mine's Mornberg.
After that, of
It's
course,
called
the wolves begged
Mornberg's
his
Bane, and then every single time it kills another character or whatever, it like levels up and gets
Thorin
stronger.
politely.
That'd be pretty badass.
I have no idea at the moment. If you mean about removing the treasure.
Mushrooms,
The risk
onion,
depends entirely on some new turn
meat.
of luck and the getting rid of Smaug.
Okay. And then
Getting
this
rid of dragons
chest
is not at
will
all in my
be
line, but I would
meat,
do my best
beef
to think about it.
sticks.
Personally, I have no hopes at all.
Oh, ironwood. Oh, thank you for that.
Wish I was safe back at home.
Deep
Never
mushroom.
mind that for the moment. What are we going to do now?
Let's put this here. Where should we put the gold cache,
If you
dude?
really want my advice, I should
What do you
say we
think?
can do nothing but stay where we are. By day, we can no doubt creep out safely enough to take the air. Perhaps before long,
Onion.
one or two could be chosen to go back
There's
to
some
the
more
store by the river
mushrooms.
and replenish our supplies. But in the meanwhile, everyone ought to be
Stone.
well inside the tunnel by
Stone.
night.
That's there. That's
I will
there.
make you an
Let's
offer.
put this here.
I have got
This
my
here. Oh,
ring,
and elven wood.
and we'll creep down this very noon. There,
Bones.
Smaug ought to be napping.
Okay. I don't know what
See
those
what
are
he's
going to
up
be
to.
used for, but
Perhaps something will turn
put
up.
those back.
Every world has its
Adamantite.
sweet
Appreciate you for the
spot, my father
adamantite.
used to say.
Put this back
Though I'm not sure
here.
it was from personal experience.
This here. Put this here.
Naturally, the
Iron
dwarves
ingot.
accepted
We
the
should have left
offer
that back.
eagerly. Already
Put this
they
here
had
for
come
right
to
now.
respect little
Okay.
Bilbo. Now
Let's
he
go
had
put away
become
the deep
real
mushroom.
leader in
That'll
their
be
adventure.
there.
He had begun to have ideas
That
and plans of his
there.
own.
Cram is fine. We'll keep that on
When
us so we
midday
can
came,
heal.
He got ready for another journey down into the
Let's
mountain.
put this here.
He
Put
did
these
not like it,
away.
of course, but it was not
Heroes
so bad now he
tokens.
knew,
Okay.
more or less, what was in front of
Where
him.
should we put the gold
Had he known
cache?
more about dragons and their wily ways, he might have been more frightened and less hopeful of catching this one napping.
Should we put it down here where the statue's
The
at?
sun was shining when he started.
Like in front,
It was
maybe?
dark as night in the tunnel. The light
Like
from the door,
gold
almost
cache.
closed,
Where's it at?
soon faded as
Treasure
it went
cache. Here we
down.
go. Should we do
So
like
silent was his going, that smoke on the gentle wind
Like
could
here?
hardly have surpassed it. And he was inclined to feel a bit proud of himself as he drew near the lower door. There was only the very faintest glow to be seen.
Damn, let's go.
Roll Smaug
Admire.
and to sleep.
He thought.
Add treasure.
See me and he won't hear me.
Horde fierce. What? Admired some dwarven treasures, small bonus to damage against orcs. That's cool. Fuck yeah. I like it.
Fact that they can keep
I like
open
it.
watching while they sleep if they are suspicious.
Okay. So, shortcut to mine. So we went this way already, right? There's no other...
Dark, with scarcely
There's an area to the left, but I don't think we could... There's nothing... Oh, this is the elven, that's right. Let's go see if there's any other...
just about to step
Oh,
out
orcs.
onto the floor when he caught a
Or
sudden
goblins.
and piercing ray of red from under the drooping lid of
How do they get in? Are they spawning? Yeah, they gotta be spawning in the dark, huh?
Tunnel entrance. Hurriedly, Bilbo stepped back and blessed the luck of his ring. Then, Smaug spoke.
Smaug. Ooh. Thief. Can you hear the audiobook? Like vermin, I know. Fucking schmucks. Yeah. Yeah, this is I don't know who did the audiobook for this one. But got it on YouTube. I can send it to you if you want. If you want to listen to it, but I have The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings dramatized. So they add in dramatized audios and stuff like that.
In dragon lore as all that.
Take
But if Smaug hoped to
Elder's
get him to
blessing.
come nearer so easily, he was
Okay.
disappointed.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Replied,
We got about 30 minutes left
I only wish to have
before I gotta start getting ready for work. So iron ore there. Where should we head? Love to have those. Okay, yeah. I'll send them to you in Discord
even though he did not
after I get
believe a
off.
word of it.
Yeah, it's sick. I'm re-listening to the Lord of the Rings right now, the series. It's so fucking good, dude. It's so good.
Chiefest, greatest of calamities.
Replied Bilbo.
Let's head. Yeah, let's head over there. Let's head to the top left.
Said the dragon.
You seem familiar with my name, but I don't seem to remember smelling you before. Who are you? And where do you come from, may I ask?
You may indeed.
RV. Okay.
I come from under the hill.
Under the hill and over the hill.
Under the hills and over the hills, my paths lay.
Goal complete. Search the mines for the entrance. Ooh.
Unseen.
So I can well believe.
Said Smaug.
But that is hardly.
Hold on, I'm gonna pause this real quick. Oh, I couldn't hear him talk. God damn it.
The clue finder.
Okay. Let me read these real quick. Enter the mines of Moria. There must be a way to the old mines along sea, the ancient proving grounds. There are people with luck mines. Will have an open way to Durin's highway, then on the exit.
That buries his friends alive,
Okay.
and drowns them, and draws them alive again from the water. I came from the end of a bag, but
Less shadows. These runes are the markings of the wizard Tharkun. Here's what it is written. Foolish stubborn dwarves and their grudges. There's less shadow here because it shies away from elven magic. No sign of Thrain. Gandalf.
and luck wearer, and I am barrel rider.
Went on Bilbo, beginning to be pleased with his riddling.
That's better.
Said Smaug.
But don't let your imagination
Here's
run
stone.
away with you.
Here's a big ass fucking statue.
This, of course, is the way to talk to dragons. If you don't want to reveal your proper name, which is wise, and don't want to infuriate
To the mines.
refusal, which is also very wise.
Stronger pickaxe.
No dragon can resist the
My boy.
fascination of riddle
Let's go.
and of wasting time trying to understand.
I'll be your bodyguard.
There's a lot here which Smaug did not understand at all, though I expect.
Ooh, there's like a little switch or something over here.
Bilbo's adventures to which he was referring, but he thought he understood enough.
And some treasures along the way.
In his wicked inside.
Reach Durin's highway.
I thought so last night.
He smiled too.
Durin's highway is the straightest road to the eastern exit. The west gate entrance was blocked, but Eric the Raven is hopeful the door, the mines is still open.
Trading like men. Or I'm a lizard.
The
I haven't been
mines
down that way for
of
ages,
Moria. Doomkinas.
but I will soon alter
Fucking mountain
Said
goat.
aloud.
Maybe Barrel was your pony's name, and maybe not, though it was fat enough.
Okay, let's
You may walk.
pause this real quick. Also known as the Holland Gate or the Elven Door, the Doors of Durin is the primary west entrance to Khazad-dûm. During the journey of the Fellowship of the Ring, it was just outside these doors that the Hobbit Merry helped Gandalf solve the puzzle of puzzle of how to open them before they were attacked by the Watcher in the Water. Carved into the side of the mountain, Zirak Sigil. The doors of Durin remain a symbol of friendship that once existed between Aragorn's elves of the Second Age and the Dwarven Kingdom of Khazad-dûm. They were made by the great dwarven craftsman Narvi, and the signs were drawn by Celebrimbor, Elf Lord of Aragorn. As trade with the elves of Aragorn expanded, the dwarves of Khazad-dûm provided a cavern near the west gate of the elven folk to use their Madragunund. They began to call it the Elven Quarter the Elfgund, meaning Elf Cavern. The Noldor elves who frequented Khazad-dûm had an affinity for craft and rocksmithing, transforming the cavern into something brighter, greener, more elven than before. Despite being barricaded for thousands of years, the mountain remains the kinship of the elves who once lived here. Ooh, okay. Sweet.
Seen, but you did not walk all the way. Let me tell you, I ate 6 ponies last night.
Okay.
I shall catch and eat all the others before long. In return,
Like that.
for the excellent meal, I will
Okay.
give you one piece of advice for your good.
Let's get some wood scraps going.
Don't have more
Oh, I'm tired.
with dwarves.
We need to probably rest. Cold and tired. Okay, let's go back and rest.
Talk to me!
Let's go back, cook some food, and rest, yeah?
And taste of dwarf, no one better. Don't tell me that I can eat a dwarf-ridden pony and not know it. You'll come to a bad end if you go with such
I think that'll be I think that's a good plan.
Rider. I don't mind if you go back and tell them so from me.
But he did not tell Bilbo that there was one
Replay
smell
conversation?
he could not make
Oh, that's
anymore.
cool.
Hobbit smell. It was quite outside his experience and puzzled him mightily.
I guess I could build a camp and we could just rest here, but
He went on.
I feel like we can. I feel like we can just let down some. I feel like we can.
That's just like them. And I suppose they are skulking.
Put some stuff into the chest to recoup, regroup. We still gotta eat, so.
I'm not looking. For
You little fuckers.
And you will get a fair share, don't you believe it? If you get off alive, you will be lucky.
Bilbo was now beginning to feel really uncomfortable. Whenever Smaug's roving eye, seeking for him in the shadows, flashed across him, he trembled, and an unaccountable desire seized hold of him to rush out and reveal himself and tell all.
So they do respawn, that's good.
In fact, he was in previous danger of coming under the dragon's spell.
Let's see.
But, plucking up courage, he spoke again.
Aha! Ooh, what is this? Iron?
I don't know everything. Oh, Smaug the Mighty,
said he.
Oh, coal! We found coal! We found coal!
Laughed Smaug. Why not say us 14 and be done with it, Mr. Lucky Number? I'm pleased to hear that you had other business in these parts beside my gold. In that case, you may, perhaps, not altogether waste your time.
Ancient cheese cut from quartz, shadows cast from iron ore, with a glittering undertone. Flesh can be plundered, rock holds its own. Rock from the finest, sprung from the stone. Opal the iris, silver the bone.
Not much use in the forest. Bless me. Had you never thought of the catch? A 14th share, I suppose, or something like it. Those were the terms, eh? But what about delivery? What about cartage? What about armed guards and tolls?
Okay, let's
Laughed aloud. He had a wicked and a wily heart.
drop some cram.
His guesses were not far out, though he suspected that the lakemen were at the back of the plans, and that most of the plunder was meant to stop there in the town by the shore.
We can actually drop some hide. Let's drop some hide.
He will hardly believe it.
Oh,
but poor Bilbo
just
was
kidding.
really very taken aback. So far, all his thoughts and energies have been concentrated
Sweet!
on getting to the mountain and finding the entrance.
That's fucking great, dude.
He had never bothered to wonder how the treasure was to be.
I saw that and was like, that looks important.
Part of it that might fall to his share was to be brought back all the way.
Yeah, so it's rock. Rock gives you coal.
Now
Besides the ore.
suspicion began to grow in his mind.
Okay, so stone is full. Okay, let's head back. I think we got a good amount of coal. Let's head back, get some rest, eat, and then, or at least I'm gonna head back. I'll meet you back there. If you want to keep mining, feel free.
But Smaug had rather an overwhelming personality.
I tell you,
he said, in an effort to remain
Let's mark.
to his friends.
I'm gonna
and
mark
keep
it.
his end up.
only an afterthought with us. We
Mark my
came
location.
Underhill by way from
Over the hill. Cool.
for revenge.
Spot.
Surely owe Smaug the unaccessibly
In case there's
wealthy,
more
you
coal
must
there.
realize that your successes made you some bitter enemies.
Then Smaug really did laugh. A devastating sound which shook Bilbo to the floor, while far up in the tunnel, the dwarves huddled together and imagined that the hobbit had come to a sudden and nasty end.
Oh, these little fuckers again.
And the light of his eyes lit
Let's go, baby.
floor to ceiling like scarlet lightning.
The king onto the mountain is dead, and Moria has kin that dare seek revenge.
Nice.
Tyrion, Lord of Dale, is dead, and I have eaten
What was that?
his people like a wolf among
Oh, nothing. It looks like there's something behind that wall.
Sons that dare approach me. I kill where I wish, and none dare resist. I laid low the warriors of old, and their like is not in the world today.
Oh, sweet. Thank you. Aragon shield. Ooh.
I am old and
Oh, you got a steel hammer, huh? I could probably give you the stone, so you can rebuild as we see along the way.
My armor's like temple shields. My teeth are swords. My claws are spears. The shock of my tail a thunderbolt. My wings are a hurricane.
What's this for?
And my
Mark that off. Mark that off. Mark that off. Okay.
I have always understood,
said Bilbo in a frightened squeak.
that dragons were softer.
Yeet. Thank you, sir.
Especially in the region of
Elven arrows. Kick ass. Respect it.
doubtless once so fortified as
Okay.
the thought of that.
The dragon stopped short in its boasting.
I'm gonna make some food. Let's rest
He snapped.
so we can eat.
above and below with iron scales and hard gems. No blade can pierce.
And then I'll start building some stuff once we wake up.
Said Bilbo.
Truly. Whew.
Do some medley
Nowhere
skewers.
be found the equal of Lord Smaug, the impenetrable
Alright,
force.
let's
Magnificence to
let's
possess
rest,
such a fine diamond.
brother.
Yes, it is rare and wonderful indeed.
Said Smaug, absurdly pleased.
Smaug.
He did not know that the Hobbit had already caught a
Write your day and
glimpse
add
of
photos,
peculiar
places. More
undercover
lock your journal,
on his
keep it private.
previous
Schedule
visit,
time for writing,
and
make it a
was
habit.
itching
Nice.
for a closer look for
New
reasons of
iOS
his own.
app. New iOS
The
update
dragon
gives you
rolled
a
over.
journal.
Look,
He said,
what do you say to that?
Oh, dazzlingly marvelous.
Ugh.
Flawless, staggering.
exclaimed Bilbo.
First day
aloud.
of nights, I'm gonna be so fucking tired after today. Ugh.
Oh, why, there is a large patch.
You got like 200 coal now. So, dude, I appreciate. Oh, I'm starving.
After he had
Let's
seen
rest.
that,
Baggins' one idea
That.
was
Oh
to get
shit.
away.
That's great, dude. That. Hopefully I don't burn through that fucking coal quick, but
he said,
we'll see.
Or keep you from much needed rest.
Too hungry to fall asleep. God damn it.
I believe. After a
Okay,
long start.
let's
And so do further.
Alright, let me put some stuff away while that finishes.
back and fled up the tunnel.
Oh fuck, there is a lot of coal in there.
For the dragon spouted
Players are waiting for you to go to sleep. Let's
He sped up the slope. He had not gone nearly
let me
far
eat
enough
these
to
berries real quick,
the ghastly head of Smaug was thrust against the opening behind. Luckily,
and then
the
we'll
head
go to sleep right now.
squeeze in, but the nostrils sent
Yep, there we go.
fire
Sweet.
and vapor to pursue him, and he was nearly
My
overcome
back
as
swings
he
through.
blindly on in great pain and fear.
Alright, let's
He had
eat.
been feeling
Eat
rather
up.
pleased with the cleverness of his conversation with Smaug, but his mistake at the end shook him into better sense.
Thank good sir. Alright, let's start building. Okay, so I'm gonna put these back here.
Passed into a proverb.
Put this away.
Nearly through this adventure
Let's
He
put
added.
these
And
here.
that was pretty true as well.
Let's go here.
The afternoon was
I'm gonna
turning
grab
into
some
evening
some
when he
stacks
came
of
out again
coal.
and stumbled in a
These
faint on
back.
the doorstep.
These back.
The dwarves revived him.
Put these
and doctored
back.
his
Put this
torches as well
back.
as they could. But it was a long
Metal
time
fragments.
before
We'll
the
keep
hair
that for
on
right
the back
now.
of his
Let's
head
go.
and his heels grew
Let's put this
properly.
away. Let's put
It had
this
all been
away.
singed and frizzled
Let's go
right
drop
down to the
this
skin.
down here.
In the meanwhile, his friends
Admire,
did their
take
best
treasure,
to cheer
add
him up,
treasure.
and they were eager
Capacity
for his
1 out of
story,
3. 1/3.
especially wanting
This
to
is only
know why the
1/3.
dragon
Let's
had
go.
made such an awful
Okay.
noise, and how Bilbo had escaped.
So
But the Hobbit was worried and uncomfortable.
we need one
They had
here,
difficulty in getting anything out
right?
of
That was the
him.
plan.
Thinking things over,
We need one
he was
around
now
here.
regretting some of the things he
So
had
let's
said to the
see what the
dragon,
top
and was
has.
not eager to repeat them.
Very, very
The
top.
old thrush was sitting on the rock nearby, with his head cocked on
Actually,
one
I
side, listening to
kind of
what
like
was
it
said.
up here.
It shows what an ill-temper Bilbo is.
I need wood scraps. God damn it! Hold on, let me go grab some wood. I need wood scraps now.
Came back,
the bird.
said Bilbo crossly.
I believe he is listening.
Do I have wood scraps in here?
Leave him alone.
Said Thorin.
The thrushes are good and friendly. This is a very old bird indeed.
I don't have very many
Last
wood scraps.
of the ancient breed that used to live about
How much do I need? Do I need
Claimed
10?
the hands of my father and grandfather.
Fuck. Let's go grab some wood.
Magical bird. This mighty
Hopefully I can do all this before I head to work.
a couple of hundreds of years
Let's grab some more wood. There's gotta be, yeah, there's gotta be plenty over here at least.
and use them for messages to fly to the men of the lake and elsewhere.
Well, he'll have news to take to Lake all right, if that's what he's after.
Said Bilbo.
Though I don't suppose there are any people left there that trouble with thrush language.
All scraps, wood scraps,
Tried
stone.
the
Okay.
dwarves,
Do get on with your
Yeah,
tale.
let's grab some wood scraps.
So Bilbo told them all he could remember.
Scraps, metal fragments. Let's rebuild
had a
that.
nasty
That's
feeling
already
that the
rebuilt.
dragon guessed too much
Sweet,
from
that
his
should
riddles
be
and the
enough.
camps
Let's
and
check.
the ponies.
I am sure he knows we came from Lake Town and had help from
Oh,
them.
right here. 12?
I have a
Ugh.
horrible feeling that his next
God
move
damn it.
may be in that direction. Oh, I wish to goodness I never said that.
I need at
about
least
Foul
20.
Rider. It would make even the blind rabbits in these parts think of the lakemen.
Well, it cannot be helped. And it is difficult not to slip when talking to a dragon. Or so I have always held.
Said Balin, anxious to comfort him.
I think you did very well, if you ask me.
Oh, Narvi's statue.
Useful thing at any rate. And got home alive.
Or, yeah, Narvi statue.
That is more than most. Once with the likes of Smaug.
The Narvi statues are over here, right? Or the... Where's the Musican thing again? Wait, I should have plenty of wood now, don't I?
Discussing dragon
Metal fragments, metal fragments, coal.
And mythical, and the various sorts of stabs and jabs and
Coal. Oh, that's coal. Where's the wood scraps? Oh, right here, 54. Yeah, I have plenty of wood now. I was looking at the wrong thing.
The general opinion was that catching a dragon napping was not as easy as it sounded, and the attempt to stick one or prod one asleep was
You're like, just fucking destroy the whole thing. Okay, cool. Let's go. I'm gonna go back. Feel free to explore if you want. Oh, hey.
Till at last, when the stars began to
That's actually, hold on. That's actually not a bad idea. How much is...
And all the while they talked, and the shadows lengthened, Bilbo became
Let's just
more
do
and more
this.
unhappy, and his foreboding grew.
God damn it. There we go.
I am sure we are very unsafe here.
He said.
And I don't see the point of sitting here. The dragon has withered all the...
Did I just...
Anyway, the night is...
Seriously?
it is
I just
cold.
fucked that up?
But I feel it in my bones that this place will
There we
be
go.
attacked again. Smaug knows now how I
There we
came
go.
down to his hall. And you can trust him to
what?
guess where the other end of the
Did I still fuck it up?
He will break
There we go.
all the side of the mountain to bits, if necessary, to
Oh
stop our
my.
riders. And if we are smashed with it, the better he will like it.
Okay.
You are very gloomy, Mr. Baggins.
Said Thorin.
Why has not Smaug blocked the lower end then, if he is so eager to keep us out? He is not, or we should have heard him.
I don't know. Because at first he wanted to try and lure me in again, I suppose. And now perhaps because he is waiting till after tonight's hunt, or because he does not want to damage
I'll
his
build
bed
near a
before he
hearth.
can help
Blech.
us. I wish you would not argue. Smaug will be coming out at any minute now.
There we go.
And our only hope is to get well in the tunnel and shut
Darkness
the door.
of night falls. Damn it.
He seemed
Is this...
so much
Oh, is this
older.
coal still? This looks like
The
coal.
dwarves at last did as he said, though they delayed shutting the door. It seemed a desperate plan, for no one knew whether or how they could get it open again from the
Let's...
inside. And the thought of being shut in the place
There?
from which the only way out led through the
It is
dragon's
coal.
lair
Sweet.
was not
More
what
fucking
they
coal,
wanted.
baby. Yeah, so we should have plenty
Everything
of...
seemed quite quiet, both outside
We should have
and
plenty
down the tunnel.
of materials now.
So for a longish while, they sat inside, not far down from the half-open door, and went on talking.
Harder than the anvil's
The talk
horn,
turned
with
to
a
the dragon's
brain
wicked
that
words about
cracks
the dwarves.
mold,
Bilbo
facets
wished
of
he had never
emerald,
heard them,
ruby, and
or at
gold,
least that he could
wrought
feel
from the
quite certain
finest
that the
sprung
dwarves
from the
now were
stone.
absolutely
Opal
honest
the iris,
when they declared
silver
that they
the
had never thought at
bone.
all about what would happen after the treasure had been won.
I knew it would be a
I got you, fam.
Said Thorin.
And we know that still. And I still think that when we have one, it will be
Nope.
time
Oh,
enough
fuck.
to think what to do about it. As for your share, Mr. Baggins, I assure you.
Let me get an... Let me get an... Oh, there you go. Look at you fucking wall jumping and shit, bro.
As soon as we have anything to divide. I am sorry if you are worried about transport, and I admit the difficulties are great. The lands have not become less wild with the passage
Good.
of time, rather the reverse.
Alright, let's
But
destroy
we will
these.
do whatever we can for you, and take our share of the cost when.
Okay.
Believe me or not.
Gonna head back. Start building some... I gotta get off in 20 minutes. So what I'm gonna do... I appreciate your help, buddy. Snuffle. Fucking Snuffle, bro. We're going to... I'm gonna go build some hearths real quick, finish out lighting up the area. Should be about 20 minutes, and then probably gonna hop off. And then I should hopefully be back on Monday, but we'll see, depending on what takes. I won't be on Tuesday. I got court. Yeah. Okay. So let's go up here. Let's actually, I like this. Right here.
Green as grass, which he
Stone
gave for
hearth.
the arming of his eldest son, in a coat of dwarf-linked rings, the like of which had never been made before, for it was wrought of pure silver.
No,
with the power
let's check
and
up here.
strength of triple
Might be
steel.
better up here.
But fairest of all was the great white gem, which the dwarves had found beneath the roots of the mountain. The heart of the mountain. The Arkansas.
Oh, there's a wolf right below us.
Train.
Wolves. There we go.
Murmured Thorin in the dark, half
Okay.
dreaming with his chin upon his knee.
Now we can start to build torches here.
It shone like silver in the firelight. Like
So let's do standing torches.
snow under the
Actually, not standing torches. Let's do wall torches. What's the difference? Oh, it's the same amount. Perfect.
Desire of the horde had fallen from
Can
Bilbo.
you use
All through
this?
their talk, he was only
Wood
half
scraps?
listening to
Yes.
them. He sat nearest
Is that what
to
you're
the
asking?
door, with one ear cocked for any beginnings
Oh.
of a sound without.
Ooh. Let me drop these clothing scraps real
For
quick.
any whisper of movement from far below.
Sangsbury. What the? Is this a pickaxe? Hammer of the Thief, a legendary battle hammer crafted by Mithril. Ooh, fuck yeah. Thank you, my boy.
Shut the door.
He begged
oh.
them.
I fear that dragon in my marrow.
Oh, once it uses the tool, Maddox will crush armor-wearing foes. Whoo!
The door.
Whoo!
Too late.
Whoo!
Something in his voice gave the dwarves an uncomfortable feeling.
It's gonna fuck some things out, dude.
Slowly, Thorin shook off his dreams.
You're a gentleman and a
And
scholar,
getting
my
up,
boy.
He kicked away the stone that wedged the door.
There we go.
Then they thrust upon it.
I have mithril armor, so I can
With a snap of
use a worse weapon. You
no
take a good
trace
one.
of
I appreciate it,
human
man.
was there left on the inside. They were
That's
shut
super. That's gonna be
in the
super fucking
mountain.
helpful.
And not a moment too soon. They had hardly gone any distance down the tunnel when a blow smote the side of the mountain like the crash of battering rams.
Then
made
let's
of
go
forest oaks
here.
and swung by giants.
Standing torch.
Boomed, the walls cracked, and stones fell from the roof on their heads.
500 damage. Oh fuck. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna save that for a. What is this? Oh, it's a hole in the fucking ground. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna use that for. Or I'm gonna save that for sure for bigger, stronger monsters.
Stale-covered walls, the narrow ledge, had all disappeared in a jumble of smithereens.
Okay.
An avalanche of splintered
There's that.
stones fell over the cliff into the
go
valley
here.
below. Smaug had left his lair in silent stealth, quietly soared into the air, and then floated heavy
wall
and
torch.
slow in the dark like a monstrous crow.
Your torch has
down the
gone
wind
out.
towards the west of the mountain.
Okay,
in
so
hopes
let's
of catching
go
unawares something or somebody there,
here.
and of spying the outlet to the passage which the thief had used. This was the outburst of his wrath when he could find nobody and see nothing, even where he guessed the outlet must actually be. After he had let off his rage in this way, he felt better, and he thought in
There.
his heart that he would not be troubled again from that direction. In the meanwhile, he had further vengeance to take.
There.
He snorted.
Your feet came from the water's side, and up the water you came without a doubt.
There.
I don't know your smell, but if you are not one of those men of the lake you had their help, they shall see me, and remember who is the real king.
Whew. Let's go, Smog. Let's go, Smog. Okay. Actually.
He rose in fire and went away south towards the running
Meow.
river.
Wall torch. There. Smog said, fuck yo shit, bro.
Chapter 13. Not at home. Meanwhile,
Okay.
the dwarves sat in darkness.
I think
Utter silence fell about them.
I think that's pretty
Little
solid
days,
so far,
and little they spoke.
as far as light goes.
They could not count the passing of
Wall
time,
torch. Let's put
and they
one
scarcely
here.
dared to move, for the whisper of their voices echoed.
This should cover us pretty good.
If they dozed,
Let's
they
build
would
one
still to
more
darkness and to
hearth over
silence
here.
on unbroken.
Stone hearth.
At last, after days and days of waiting, as it seemed, when they were becoming choked and dazed for want of air, they could bear it no longer. They would almost have welcomed sounds from
Oh, I'm
below of
getting
the
hungry.
dragon's return. In the silence, they feared some cunning.
Let's do one there.
But they could not sit there
Okay,
forever.
now we can get rid of this one here.
Let us try the door,
he said.
I must feel the wind on my face.
And those stay up. And now we can finish lighting the area.
Suffocating here.
So several of the dwarves got up and groped back to where the door had been. But they found that the upper end of the tunnel had been shattered and blocked with broken rock. Neither key nor the magic it had once obeyed would ever open that door again.
We are trapped.
Okay, I
rode.
think
This is the end. We shall die here.
it's pretty well lit.
Just when
What do
the dwarves were
you
most despairing,
What do you
Bilbo felt
think?
a strange lightening of the heart, as if a heavy weight had gone from
I
under
think
his
we're
waistcoat.
maybe not that area.
He said,
While there's life, there's hope, as my father used to say. And
Agreed?
his fault.
Yes. You're probably like, there's way too much light.
Once again, I've been that way twice when I knew there was a dragon at the other end.
Let me put one standing torch here.
Anyway, the only way out is down.
Okay.
I think this time
Let's go over here. So this is where the mushrooms are.
in desperation they agreed. And Thorin was
do a
the first
wall
to go forward
torch.
by Bilbo's side.
No, do be careful.
Whispered the hobbit.
And as quiet as you can be.
There.
No smoke at the bottom, but then again, there may be. Don't let us
Okay.
take any unnecessary.
Grab some mushrooms. Oh, I can't take the mushrooms. Okay.
Down. Down they went.
Hide scraps.
The
Oh, you're killing
dwarves
shit.
could
Good.
not, of course,
Good, good,
compare
good.
with the hobbits and real
Yeah, this room needs to
They made a
be
deal of
lit up a
puffing
little
and
bit.
shuffling, which echoes magnified alarmingly, but though every now and again Bilbo in fear stopped and listened. Not a sound
There.
stirred below. Near the bottom, as well as he could judge, Bilbo slipped on his ring and went
How's-
ahead. But he did not need it.
Oh, yeah, that's
The
not bad.
darkness was complete, and they were all invisible, ring or no ring. In fact, so black was it that the hobbit came to the opening unexpectedly, put his hand on there, stumbled
Wall
forward,
torch.
and rolled headlong into the hall. There he lay face downwards
There.
on the floor and did not dare to get up or hardly
Okay.
even to breathe. But nothing moved.
Wall
There was not a
torch.
gleam of light, unless, as it seemed to him when at last he slowly raised his head, there was a pale white glint above him and
There.
far off in the gloom.
There.
But certainly it was not a spark of dragonfire, though the worm's
There.
stench was heavy in the place, and the taste of vapor was
There.
on his tongue.
There.
At length, Mr. Baggins could bear it no longer.
Confound you, Smaug, you worm!
He squeaked aloud.
Stop playing hide and seek! Give me a light and then eat me if you can catch me!
Yes, Bubba's.
Faint echoes ran round the unseen hall. But there was no answer. Bilbo got up
There we go.
and found that he did not know in what direction to turn.
Okay,
I
let's
wonder
get
what on earth Smaug is playing
this one
at.
down.
He said.
Get that going.
He is not at home today, or tonight, or whatever it is, I do believe.
Hey, buddy.
If Owen and Glorin have not lost their tempers,
Okay. Get
perhaps
some
we
more
can
standing
follow
torches.
and have a look round before the luck
Just
turns.
doing some final maintenance.
He cried,
Can anybody make a light?
The dwarves, of course, were very alarmed when Bilbo fell forward down the step with a bump into the hall, and they sat huddled just where he had left them at the end of the tunnel.
Ink grinder, adventurers pack,
And though that
arrow,
helped the
hunting
hobbits
bow.
find out
Sweet,
where
a
they
bow.
were, it was some time before he could get anything else out of them. But in the end, when Bilbo actually began to stamp on the floor and screamed
I think that should prevent
at the top of his shrill
spawns
voice,
now.
Thorin gave way, and Oin and Gloin were sent back to their bundles at the top of the tunnel.
We should be safe.
After a while, a twinkling gleam showed them returning. Oin with a small pine torch alight in his hand, and Gloin with a bundle of others under his arm. Quickly, Bilbo trotted.
Oh, you
to
built
the
a
door
fucking workbench.
and took the torch.
Sweet.
But he could not persuade the dwarves to light the
What can I
others,
do?
or
So I can build a
yet.
bow,
As Thorin
some
carefully
arrows,
explained, Mr. Baggins
adventure
was
back.
still
A good
fishing.
size is meant for
Their
adventures.
expert
Larger
burglar and
packs
investigator.
give more inventory space.
If he liked to
I
risk
have an
things,
adventurers
that was
pack,
his
right?
affair.
I have a
They would
scouts
wait in the
pack.
tunnel for his
So what do I need for an adventurers pack? I need more
So they
hide.
sat near the
Oh
door
fuck yeah.
and watched.
Oh
They
motherfucker!
saw the little dark shape
Where did
of the
these
hobbit
fucking
start
gremlins come in, bro?
holding his tiny light aloft.
It's somewhere over here.
While he was still near enough, they caught a glint and a tinkle as he stumbled on some gold.
They're respawning somewhere over here.
The lights grew smaller.
Where
as
are they
wandered
spawning
away
at?
Into the vast hall.
Can they just spawn in daylight
Began to
too?
rise,
I thought they
dancing into
needed
the air.
darkness.
Bilbo was
No?
climbing the great mound of treasure.
Because they can't get through here. Right? Because
Soon
they gotta
he stood on
climb.
the top, and still went on.
They're spawning
Then they saw
somewhere.
him halt
Where are they
and
spawning?
stoop for a moment. But they did not know the reason. It was the Arkenstone, the heart of the mountain. So Bilbo guessed from Thorin's description, but indeed, there
Maybe
could
they'll
not be
just
two
fucking.
such
Maybe they'll
gems,
just spawn. Maybe there's
even
no
so
way for me to
marvelous a
prevent them from
hoard
spawning.
even in all the world.
Maybe.
Ever as he climbed, the same white gleam had shone before him and drawn his feet towards
Oh, let me
it.
get some hide. Let me get another pack,
Slowly
new
it
pack,
grew to a little globe
and then
of
I'm gonna.
golden light.
Then I gotta head off.
Now,
Hide
as he came
scraps.
near, it was tinged with a
Right, that's what we
flickering
need. Hide
sparkle of
scraps.
many colours at the surface,
Okay.
reflected and splintered from
God,
the
Jesus.
wavering light of his
Okay.
torch. At last he
I guess
looked
we can
down
get
upon it
another
and he
chest
caught his
going.
breath. The great
Oh,
jewel
actually,
shone before his feet of its own inner light.
let's do
Yet, cut and fashioned by the dwarves who had dug it from the heart of the mountain long ago. It took all light that fell upon it and changed it into 10,000 sparks of white radiance, shot with glints of the rainbow.
Let's do a coal pallet.
Suddenly, Bilbo's arm went
The coal pallet we can do down here.
His small hand would not close about it, for it was a large and heavy gem. But he lifted it, shut his eyes, and put it in his
We put all of our pallets here. Put coal pallet there. Let's deposit our coal. Perfect.
Tell the dwarves about it. Sometime. They did say I could pick and choose my own share. And I think I would.
I guess I could move the pallets up here. It's probably where I'm gonna need it.
He had an uncomfortable
Yeah, I'll do that later.
picking and choosing had not
I'll
really
move the
been meant to
pallets.
include
I'll
this
move the
marvelous
pallet in a
gem.
little bit.
Trouble
Hide
would
scraps.
yet come of it.
Hide.
Now he went on again. Down the other side of the great mound he climbed, and the spark of his torch vanished from the sight of the watching dwarves.
Hide. How do
But
you?
soon they saw it far away in the distance again.
I need
Bilbo
to
was crossing the
turn
floor
hide
before
scraps into hide. Where do I
He
do
went
that
on
at?
until he came to the great doors at the further side.
I know,
There, a
Bubbles.
draught
That was
of
my
air
tummy.
refreshed him, but it almost puffed out his light.
I'm hungry,
He
Bubbles.
peeped timidly
Okay,
through
I gotta head off.
and caught a glimpse of great
Appreciate you, Snuffle. I'm gonna head off. Oh, you know what? Let's eat some berries first. Let's get not get so hungry.
He was just going to turn and go back.
Oh, you know what?
When a black shape swooped at him and brushed his face, he squeaked and started, stumbled backwards and fell.
5.
His torch dropped head downwards
Let's eat.
and went out.
A bat, I suppose. I'd hope.
He said, miserably.
Okay.
Now what am I
Yep,
to
I'm gonna head off.
Which is east?
Thanks for popping in with me. Yeah, I'll see you Monday or yeah, whenever the next day that I happen to get on. Take it easy, brother. Have a good one. Keely, Feely, Mealy, Peely.
Lights gone out.
The light's gone out.